And welcome to another RSG live stream. And as you can tell, this is not Ranger J in 1999. This is in fact Finity, bringing it to you old school style. So for those of you guys that have been with us for a while, you'll recognize that I am on with my sports jersey like I normally used to do back in the day. And unlike Ranger, I like to support a team that's actually relevant in the playoffs right now. Isn't that right, Ranger?
Why don't you go to hell and die?
So we have a little bit of a change. So I'm streaming today, and Ranger is here. He'll be giving us a lot of the news of the day and telling me to die, apparently. Is that all you have to say?
Like Ranger J 1999's internet.
And the other voice you hear is the Brown Gandalf himself, Mr. Grande Patron, who is the reason why we have our video of the week in the top left corner, made by a Dark Lord Echo Crest. How are you feeling today, Grande?
I'm always good, man. I'm always good. I'm doing great.
So why did you make me make that the video of the week?
I just asked. It was just a request. I don't know. It seemed relevant at the time, Finity, is why I requested it. Is all.
You just say you're a big dick. That's why you're doing it.
I'm not a big dick. No.
You're big. If you were an animal, you would be a cockadoodle.
Why is that? Why is that, Ranger? Why would I be a cockadoodle?
Because you're being very mean. You're being totally mean.
Yeah. How am I being mean?
You're being so mean. You're being so wrong.
What did I do?
Very mean about territory wars. You're being very, very mean. You're like China.
What did I? Well, so explain what I did. What did I do that was so mean?
You just be very mean, Rhonda. You know what you did. The fact that I even have the same thing. I'm trying to understand what I did here. You know what you did, Grande? Well, God damn it, prisoners changed you.
Why don't you explain to the viewers what it is that I have done? That I've done.
He just wants me to say why. He doesn't want to say it. This is why he's a dick. Because Grande's been talking some smack since Dark Lord Valor beat Team Instinct Echo, and so he's been just kind of rubbing. He wants to rub the salt into the wound a little bit more. That's what I'm talking about. Again, he's been going around shivving people. It's been brutal. Your commissary privileges are cut off. We're not supporting you anymore, Grande.
Oh, okay. Well, let me ask you this. It
was a good battle, though.
It was a very good battle. I loved every.
$5 from Ghost Rider says, Finn, thank you and Argil for the support through a tough life moment. Love you all. Huh?
Man, awesome.
Oh, that's great.
That's awesome.
Yep. He is one of my RSG guildies.
What happened to Ghost Rider?
He had some issues. He's in the RSG guild, so he had a little bit of time there where he wasn't really able to play, but he's an RSG.
Oh. Okay. Well, hope everything's okay.
Unfortunately, with my setup, I don't have the little setup yet where the stuff pops up on the screen. So just for you guys, since you all seem to like the Infinity sound effects.
Oh, that's not how it goes. No. Jesus, God, don't do that.
The more you donate, the more I make BB-8 noises. That's just how it's going to work.
Oh, God. Oh, Lord. But no, it was a great match. We'll get into it probably here. We'll definitely learn some things. There's some stuff that Dark Lords did that completely threw us off.
Really?
Completely. Oh, yeah. Well, I can tell you right now if you want to go into it now. Let's introduce everybody else and
Let's introduce everybody. Sure.
Yes.
Yeah, then, part of everything.
So one of the female voice you hear laughing is our newest RSG member, Miss T, Tits Vecvenom. How are you today?
Hi, guys. I'm great, thanks.
Somebody in chat already called it #TeamTits.
That's my guild. Well, they said, we're watching the stream and we're going to say Team Tits.
I mean, it is what it is.
Hey, viewers. I mean, let's bring them all in. If they want to be Team Tits, they're welcome to it. I love it.
There you go. Yeah. I mean, it's okay. Let's see here. And then, of course, we have a very special guest tonight. You know him, you love him. He's one of the game changers from the Old Republic. Nukin is here. What's going on, Betty?
Hello, hello. I'm
Welcome.
back. It's been a while, and
I know,
I'm
welcome
ready to
back to
have
the
a good
madness.
show with you guys.
That's right. Oh, yeah. We've got Nukin, we got Grande. Now, Sir Loki, I think, is on his way home, so he should probably join us whenever he gets in. And so I'll be handling the notes tonight. Now, Miss.
Wait. I won't be handling the notes. Come on.
No. Oh, what did I say? Oh, I mean, no. Let me rephrase that. Grande will be handling the notes. Miss T is monitoring the chat, and she's
Yeah.
keeping up all your questions and stuff. Finn's hosting. I'm here to just get high.
You're
and
here.
Nukin's the guest commentator.
You're here because you look pretty, right? You're here for
No, that's
you're
why
here for the
I'm
eye
here
candy. Oh, wait.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
okay.
I have to point out all the differences now. So since we're starting,
Oh,
here,
yeah.
this is the first.
Hey,
Go ahead.
Nukin, it's his birthday. Happy birthday, Nukin.
Happy birthday, Nukin.
Yeah, happy birthday, Nukin.
Gotta
How am I
start
Hey, we
out
got
the
a
year.
$5 donation.
Again. Oh, hey, BKRM said maybe the Cowboys won a playoff game this decade.
Hopefully not.
Wow.
Shots fired. Well, I don't like BKRM anymore.
Oh,
Well,
we
he
love
love
you.
BB-8.
Oh,
KRM.
man.
I love you, dude.
I did want to put him with the noise.
Finity had a voice. Do it again, Finity.
God.
Yay!
So I figure since this is the first Finity stream of this year, we may as well point out all the subtle differences between myself and Ranger. So
You're browner.
yes, I am definitely browner. Ranger only has the goatee, and I kind of went with the whole full facial hair.
You have a
Ranger has
thicker
all the
beard.
Star Wars stuff behind him. Meanwhile, I have a Porg, a Wicket, and a BB-8 cuddled up in a terrible towel behind me. It's fantastic. And of course,
And he sleeps with them every night.
well, that's why they're on the bed, of course.
I know. That's what I was pointing out. Prevert.
And I wear a sports jersey, and Ranger wears a skull cap. I think that covers
I
everything.
wore sports jersey. I did wear sports jersey Saturday, though.
That's true, you did.
Yep. So I wear one once in a while. But that's more your forte.
Yes.
You got a big game coming up with your Steelers.
Yes, I do. Hopefully we'll beat Jacksonville. But this is going on a side tangent.
I would, yeah.
Andrew Bruce is saying,
all
give
right.
us more sound effects. Sound effects come with donations.
Yes.
That
So, Finity, usually, are you doing all the host mechanisms, or do you need me to do it still?
you can do it.
You mean like shout outs? Or you mean like
No, Finn's doing the shout outs.
Yeah, I can do
Okay.
shout-outs.
But like, if you want to support the channel, guys, as you've seen already, we've got the super chat function at the bottom there. If you donate, of course, you can put a little emoji, put a sentence or something in there, and all the donations go back to the stream, help support us run the channel and everything. If you donate $20 or more, you become VIP, or $20 altogether, you become VIP. You come in our Discord, you get the VIP status, a little thing next to your name with the RG symbol, and of course, that gets you access to, of course, being the VIP channel in Discord, and also all the emojis and stuff in the chat while we're having the live stream. And that means you come hang out with us every Saturday that we're doing stuff. So, and it gives you access to all the newest things that we're working on in the channel. And you have full access to us 24/7. And then also, if you would like to become a sponsor, the sponsor button is up top. $4.99 a month, you can sponsor the channel, and that's monthly. You can end it any time, but it does support the channel again, same way, and you get your little icon, become VIP, all that good stuff, and a bag of Twizzlers. And then you see everything on the face there screen the Finn's got going. You got the video of the week, image of the week, all that good stuff. So I think that covers that. So let's get into what's going on, and let's break it all down, people.
I'll do the
Shout-outs.
shout-outs, and one thing before that, one other major difference you'll notice on today's stream. Normally, when Ranger puts a bottle or a cup to his mouth, he's spitting into it. Mine is an actual water bottle, so there's stuff going into my mouth. It'd be nasty with the way Ranger...
Subtle differences.
Yes,
Subtle
subtle
differences.
differences. Today is a day of subtle differences.
Why did you have to say it like that, Finn?
Because it's true. All right,
But
so
why you have to bring it up? Are you just trying to pick a fight? I mean, if you want to spend all stream fighting, we can do that. It'll be boring. No one will hear any Star Wars stuff, but we can just go back and forth.
Oh, well, in that case, on the screen that you'll see now is the other little man
Yes,
that's not behind me. It's my Chewbacca Funko. It's a bobblehead.
Oh, I have
Little dude's adorable.
Sabine.
He's right by my computer.
Yeah, I've got a Sabine one. I don't have a Chewbacca one.
Yeah, Chewbacca's holding a porg. That's why he's awesome.
Well, that's awful. Hopefully
All right, let's get to the shoutouts because we're getting on tangents here. So the first one in the chat today was Anderson Fuhrer. So welcome. Then we have Grim, longtime viewer with us and great member on the RSG Discord, always helping people. So always make sure you hop onto the RSG Discord if you guys have questions. Lots of people, whether it's us or the community, there to answer questions for you guys. We got Sith Lord, my guildie from RSG. We got Varangian Vigilante. We got Stephen Burgett. Silverbolt, who drew all of us at the bottom there.
Hell yeah.
All the drawings are done by Silverbolt, and he did a great job. And as you can see, we showcased
That's my screensaver.
They're awesome.
And then we have Nukin, who is on the stream with us. We have our buddy Knights Templar, Shadow Val, Dark Lords, right there. We got the Tor. We got Percival. I think that's a new name here, so welcome, Percival.
Oh, welcome.
We got Ali Boba and the 40 Rebels. Just awesome name. I think there's only one name better than that, and I don't know if that person's on. So we'll see if we get.
I think there's two. Well, hopefully, let's see if they're there. Let's see if they're there.
Yes.
I know who it is.
Then we have KP67s, one of our sponsors.
Hell yeah.
We have Luke Thyrocker, another one of our sponsors.
That's one. Yeah.
We got Reggae Dragon, another one of the Dark Lord boys.
Dark Lord's guild leader right there.
And let's see. We have Fatality V2, Corey Dowmeyer, Brown Sugar, Blake Ward.
That's a new one.
Brown Sugar was there last time, I remember, because that's a very...
Really? I don't... But, hey, well, okay.
And then we have Chaps. Chaps, I think, is a new one. So...
Chaps is another... Chaps is another Dark Lord's officer guild leader.
Well, he doesn't care about us. He goes specifically to the ladies. So... He's saying good evening to you, Tits. He just goes straight to the ladies. We have Saber Shark. Still can't believe he changed his
The artist formerly known as Cyber
Shark.
He changed it for me, baby.
Yes,
I love
it. We have Probably Star-Lord. We have Vito Wanto. And let's see. We have Lucas T, who is also a Dark Lord and an RSG. We have Ghost Rider, who we mentioned earlier. We have Mr. Moo.
Yes.
We have RJB, who I think is a new one, so welcome RJB. We have Blake E. Let's see. Dustin Tiny Rick.
Oh.
BKRM. Oh, I see that.
Hold on. MJ just sent us a $20.
Whoop, whoop, MJ.
Oh, hey, MJ.
Good match. Echo was fun as hell. Hurrah, Valor.
There we go.
Nice.
All right, and your additional prize, MJ.
I hope you didn't kill anyone.
We have JVU 420. We have Dark Grape. And we have, of course, MJ, who just donated as well.
From Minnesota, eh?
We have Rob Hags, who I haven't seen before, I don't think. So welcome, Rob Hags. Let's see, Lord Megatron, Dexter Kilgore, Draclar Erden, Eden Oshiro, who became a sponsor last week. So
she is amazing.
Yeah,
she sponsored, she donated. She's awesome. Eden is very nice. And she was very forgiving because I was saying he, and she kung fu fighted me, and I have learned my lesson.
We need to get her in Charlie's Angels.
She is. She just got put into Angels with us.
Okay.
So
yeah.
it's part of our girl.
We're on top of it. Slacker Charlie.
Yeah. I've been, work's been.
We're doing all the work. You just sit back, drink Mai Tais, and do your Charlie shit.
I'm like, angels, go forth and be angels. That's
right.
We have Decepticons. We have Bad Rongo. We have Chrome Cobra.
Nice. Oh, Comb Cobra.
We have Mike Chastain. Let's see. Let's see. We have Dark Hideous. We have Michael Yearwood, who I believe is also a Dark Lord, right?
Michael Yearwood is also a Dark Lord. That is correct.
Yes.
We are loaded on Dark Lords waiting to tell Ranger that they won. Over and over again.
They're ready for an
I have
epic
a feeling
reaction.
Grande put an all points bulletin out.
Yeah. You
But
have a
well,
sensation.
Ranger.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
Why would I ever do anything like
trick.
that?
Sneaky
Yeah.
Grande.
We have Snake Plissken, who I think is a new one as well. So welcome, Snake. Vestara Kai, one of our sponsors. We have Welcome to the Drunk Side. that name is moving up the list. Let's see, who else do we have? I think we're rounding out here. We have Andrew Bruce. Aunt Baru, one of our sponsors as well. We have, I believe it's pronounced Sing, Sying, who said happy birthday, Nukin.
Yeah, that would also be a Dark Lord's officer.
Forget it. Shut up.
Is it Sing or Sighing?
It's Sing.
Sing?
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then we have Paul Bracamonte, who said, for you and for BKRM, Cowboys are winning the Super Bowl next year.
I like that.
Ranger?
That's why he's my favorite.
Let's see. Who else do we have? Scrolling down. Jumped a little
There's
bit.
a new one. Moko Kitty. Did you see that one?
Moko Kitty. She's
new one.
Moko Kitty. Moko Kitty is part of Charlie's Angels. She's in the Republic.
Jumping in here
Is she
too.
new? I don't even think I've noticed.
No, she's been there for a long time. She's the whole reason the Charlie's Angels server exists.
Oh, I haven't seen her talk much. I need to talk to her. Yeah. She said Nukin told me there would be cookies.
There you go.
Oh, look.
I did not promise cookies.
All right.
We have Thoka also. And I think, if I remember correctly, Thoka is like 2 a.m. where he is. So he's watching. We have Talon D, who's been here, who was one of our original. We haven't seen him in a while. I'm glad to see Talon back.
Glad to have him back.
Talon is awesome.
Avinash. And I just got to Moko Kitty. We got Koenig, What Else 73, Raza 972, Addix Mathma, Sean Smith, Dustin Tiny Rick. I think that's everything. Oh, and Lucas Bortolu. All right. Oh, and there's Ouchie Dumpling.
Hey, Ouchie.
Another one of our sponsors.
I said Ouchie.
She wants to ask you, Grande, can you have too many Dark Lords?
Probably not. Probably not. I probably cannot. Hey, once a Dark Lord is always a Dark Lord.
Considering the chat feels like it's being overrun with Dark Lords, the answer is yes.
Box in the Fuzz says, I'll speak up to be added to the Dark Lord count. I love it, man.
Oh my gosh.
Did I get my Paco? Yes, I'm shouting you out individually, Paco. Yes, you got your shout out. Yes. I definitely want you.
Eden says, can there be too many Dark Lords? And then Vane, I can never say his name right. Vigilante says yes in territories.
Stanley Red, can I get a shout out? How about now? Now, Stanley Red?
If I missed you guys, sorry. Sorry, Paco. I think I missed you, so shout out to Paco.
Hey, Tits.
Shout out to Stanley Red, both of which are sponsors.
We need to add you to the picture. Silverbolt's asking, are you blonde with a nose ring? You probably need to send him a nice photo so he can kind of do the cartoon version of you.
Oh, Silverbolt, that would be awesome if you did that. I would appreciate it. I'm not blonde and I don't have a nose ring. Haven't had a facial piercing since high school, but I will send you something. Should I send the puppy dog guys?
Yeah, yeah.
That would be a pretty good one. Just make everyone feel guilty every time they watch our stream.
No,
it's got to be a happy face.
Okay, I'll send something.
Puppy dog eyes with a smiley face.
Twitter question.
Just confuse people. All right, Twitter question. What is our Twitter question? As if I don't know.
Our Twitter question is: if Rose is added to the game, what will her main purpose? What will be her main purpose in your collection? And if you don't know what we're referencing, you will by the end of the stream. Best answer will be read in the Q&A segment of the stream. So the question is, what will Rose's main purpose be in your collection?
All right. So head on to our Twitter. So if you look at the top of the screen, you'll see what our Twitter is. It's Reality Skewed Gamers with the skewed and gamers missing their vowels. So it's Reality SKWD GMRS, Reality Skewed Gamers. So head on there, reply to the question, and at the end of the stream, we'll go ahead and read it. We had a few other people jump on that were that had talked really quick, so just to shout them out, Maul Assassin.
Maul Assassin, first time.
First time on live, but watched all of our videos. Yeah. So thank you very much, Maul Assassin. We appreciate that.
You. We appreciate you. You're fulfilling your destiny.
Okay, so we're ready for the first one here.
Yeah. Yes.
The first one here is the Ye Old Game update that we got yesterday.
All right.
You gonna pull it up?
I have it up.
So this is the new character that we all got, and we got him today in game. There was a client restart, I guess, about 4:00 my time. The first order
I cannot wait for Grindy to read. And remember, Kits is grading you.
I will. So this is Haya Holotable Heroes. Happy New Year. Here is the game updates for 1/10/2018. New character. The price for treason is our newest addition to the Holotable, First Order Executioner. This brutal dark side unit will bring additional damage to any First Order squad and is ideal when paired with Kylo Ren unmasked. For more information on the First Order Executioner and further details to be reviewed via the character strategy post, click the link below.
We are not doing that. Instead, we're going to head over to the nice people at SWGOH.gg and look directly at all of the information.
There we go. Let's do that.
All right.
So basically, let's talk about his kit, because I think they did update it and throw him in here, didn't they? So let's look at his kit. What's the first thing that you notice about his kit that kind of...
he looks like a zebra.
He does look like a zebra. Or maybe he's a panda bear.
Oh, God.
Oh, you promised, Nuke, and you wouldn't say that. Grindy, you're a bad man. You're a very, very bad man.
He does look like a panda bear.
Does not look like a damn panda. You stop it.
All right. I think he looks like a panda bear.
He does not look like a goddamn panda. Stop
okay,
it.
So judgment. This is the level 8 ability. Deal physical damage to the target enemy and gain health up 30% for 1 turn. If the target is debuffed, this attack is guaranteed to be a critical hit. First Order Executioner gains advantage for 2 turns. Okay.
And just looking at it, his Omega... So his Omega ability gives him 15% damage. So, and the guaranteed critical and advantage is all done with an Omega. So he won't get it before his Omega on that one.
Correct. So then his first special, which is on a 3-turn cooldown, is deal physical damage to the target enemy, remove 50% turn meter, and dispel all buffs on them. If this attack defeats the enemy, First Order Executioner gains 80% turn meter, and the cooldown for this attack is reset. Interesting. Otherwise, he gains 40% turn meter and 20% max health, stacking until he defeats an enemy. Wah on the last part.
Hey, thank Hyrel just donated $2 and said, Ranger, he is a panda and you will like it. I certainly will not, sir. How dare you? I will like what I goddamn well please. It's not a panda. It's a zebra, if anything. Not even a zebra. It's just a... You know what? No.
People are calling him Fox?
Wow, panda. Wow.
Yeah, panda. Wait.
Panda. Wow.
Moving on.
Just gonna tell you that that's another Dark Lord that just donated. I just had to bring that up. Okay.
I know who it was. You don't have to tell me.
I don't have to tell Ranger who it was. He's on a different team, but he's still a Dark Lords. Okay, so now we.
So on crack? Oh hell no! Hell to the motherfucking no! Right, so, I am not. He goes, "Oh, we're gonna fight."
He is on a different team.
You don't want to buy a Panda Pack.
Panda Pack.
So he has a unique now.
Well, one thing really quick. So on his special ability, interesting part is all of the upgrades are just to the damage
only.
Yeah. So all that other stuff he'll get even without it. So, I mean, if you can get him at a low level, his special might be pretty neat for somebody still working up.
What's kind of interesting about this is it kind of turns him into like a mini Maul in a way. With this ability, with Death Sentence. So that's kind of cool. He has a unique called Total Order. When First Order Executioner scores a critical hit, he gains plus 10% max health stacking until the end of the encounter, and First Order allies gain 10% turn meter. First Order Executioner has bonus offense equal to 5% of his max health. This is a very cool unique.
And that 5% offense of max that comes from the max health is his Omega. All the other levels up are just the max health. So it increases the stacking ability.
So basically, if you stack this guy with a bunch of crit, I could work out really well because you're gaining 10% turn meter. I want. Here's the thing. So basically, I think you could sort of. They've taken enough off of this where you can't generate a loop that just keeps going and going and going. Right. The 80% on his death sentence means he doesn't automatically get a first turn and nobody gets a shot in. And the 10% turn meter. I don't think is enough to where this team can just go and go and go and go and go. But he does have a relatively simple kit and low cooldowns on his death sentence, which means and ways to basically reset that ability. So the AI should be able to use him very well. That's my take on him, but I don't think he's arena.
Well, let's ask our guest.
Let's ask our special guest,
Mr. Nukin, who's the dark
side. Who made a video about it?
Yeah, I know he's more Empire-based, but he's still a dark side master. So, Mr. Nukin, what do you think about this character?
But real quick before Nukin goes, Chaps donated $5. Another Dark Lord love. Keep up the great work.
I love it.
Wow.
Dark Lords are
I'm telling you.
I'm really taking it in the back.
Where's T.I.? We should have put out a bulletin for them.
Hey, did you
Let's have like a donation war.
They're there. Oh yeah. Just like
wait till Ewok.
What is happening?
Donate something.
Ewokin will only donate if it's going to be spent on Ranger opening a pack.
I know, buy a goddamn pack.
He will. He'll be like, "Is Ranger going to buy a pack?"
He'll knowing Ewokin, he'll probably donate and write, "This is for Ranger to buy a pack so T.I. doesn't lose again."
Oh dang. Oh dang!
All right,
okay,
all right. Okay, so Nukin, it's your turn.
Are we good now?
Yes. Good.
Okay. So he's not a panda. Maybe he's a zebra.
Thank you.
Fox. I like Fox. I think that's cool because it's first order, and then Executioner with an X.
Oh yeah, FO. Yeah, that would work. We could abbreviate it Fox.
Foxy. Right? I don't know. Anyways, I like some things. I don't like some things. He's slow. 111 speed. That is slow for an attacker. Average is like 20 higher than that. I like that he has no Zetas because I have a laundry list of Zetas like 20 or 30 characters long. His gearing is awesome. He only needs 1 furnace and 1,000 purple parts. So that's all good. Is he going to be a good character? Yes. Is he going to take first order to a new level? Potentially. Is this the only First Order character that we're going to get? Potentially not. But if there is a new First Order team under Kylo Ren en masse, does he make the cut? Because now we're starting to get more and more characters. Or do you even run him on a Kylo Ren en masse lead? Maybe use him on a Phasma lead or something, because he does hit quite hard, and if he gets called to assist a ton, he's going to be doing a ton of damage. So we should be getting him pretty soon, right? They announced that he's coming in a marquee events, so it'll be interesting to try him out. And then another thing is he going to be good at like 3 stars or whatever we get him to be unlocked? Because and we still don't have Kylo Ren en masse like grindable now still. So like
I'm using
if you haven't
crystals right
paid
now.
for Kylo Ren en masse, and then you get this guy, well, like 3-star First Order characters stand a chance against all those Rey teams in the top 10.
Oof.
No, not yet. They need a lot more than just this guy, I think. But it's a start. It's a start.
So we got a $20 donation from Knights Templars. Since MJ donation went away, got to keep that Dark Lord's train rolling. I love being a Templar. PS TI is still stuck in a TW zone.
74 hours later, still.
5 days later.
It might even be a ship zone.
I'm hoping, CG, for listening, please put these butt munches against TI Bravo, and may they be slaughtered profusely.
We're not even.
May I be avenged.
We're not
May I be avenged for my transactions against these people.
Yeah.
Hey,
hold on.
Do we need to go over any more? I think content update. We want to go back to the update.
Well, no, we're still. I mean, how would you rate overall first order boxes? Right?
Oh man, I think Nukin's right. He is slow, man. I mean, he's easy to gear, but he's
way too slow for an attacker.
Oof.
Yeah. Like, what are you gonna do when you're facing BB-8 and R2 at like 280 plus speed, and then they gain turn meter all the time, and then you have this 111 speed, chubby fox. Like, what's he gonna do?
You see him used for raids, though. I mean, he'd definitely be useful there, it seems, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or
maybe we see him do a lot of damage on like 100k against the tank raid, so he'll boost the raid damage. But I'm not sure. Like, are you going to suddenly see like a First Order faction team in the top 10 and hold well? No, not yet. Not just with this guy.
I kind of give him. He's okay. Nothing stands out too much. I mean, I don't know.
So the consensus is not. I mean, he's okay, but don't drop a lot to try to get him.
I would say he's above average.
He is definitely above average. He seems kind of like a combination of Maul and Sith Assassin for First Order. So he is the turn meter gainer, right? And he is giving the team turn meter on his unique, right?
Yeah, I think that's the thing that they're probably thinking low speed, because if he's in a First Order team, their turn meter gain and everything will help with that. But
I mean, if you get this guy going,
it's an interesting choice.
If you get this guy going, it's just like, let him get through that first turn, right? I mean, he could be slow if he gains 40% turn meter every time he goes, right? So what does 40% turn meter translate into his deal? Well, it translates into 40% of his speed. So that means after his first turn, he's like 150 something. What's 40% of 111, right? You add that to his speed. That's what he is on every turn after that first one. If I could find my daggum calculator,
44.
buried on my desk somewhere. 44. Okay, it's 44. We'll take Nukid. So first turn he's slow as hell. Second turn he's good. So I think he's better than a B. I think he's a B plus, at least.
I think he's a B minus or C plus. I don't.
Now with that turn meter game,
I'm not.
bro.
I'm not. But I'm not. Still not feeling the speed and the other stuff. I mean, he's okay. He's above average. I would put him just above, above average, but nothing. Not even close to being. I know it's kind of funny. These characters come out, and you look at their initial kits, and you try to think about it, but until you can actually get your hands on them and kind of play around with them a little bit, that's when you start knowing if they really are good or it's just like,
better than that.
I think he'll be a good character for like newer players because it's all Omegas. It doesn't require any Zetas, and the core of the abilities. I mean, everything is basically just increasing damage for the most part. The core of the abilities come in at the beginning, and the fact that he benefits from health, and usually players are getting the health mods first before anything else. So you'll just be boosting up his health and boosting up his damage. I think he's going to be one of the better starter characters. We might not experience it where we are, where he has a lot of use, but just by looking at him, I think he's going to be a good starter character for a lot of people.
That's true. Yeah, a lot of people farm health mods for a long time.
Yeah, because it's just the easiest one to get, and they're always useful. They might not be perfect for every build, but health mods travel really well.
Health mods travel really well. Okay.
Another thing is the dark side teams seem to be they're starting to become more efficient. Like you see the Ray team and it's like 8 Zetas or something. And then you have like Nightsister teams with just 3 Zetas and this guy has none. So maybe like you can argue that a first order team is more cost efficient in the Zeta department now, potentially, than like a resistance team. And this guy will probably be very good in TW as well. First order teams are doing quite well there. But in Arena, they don't have those passive bonuses. So hard to say how he's going to be until we try him out.
Okay.
All right.
Did you see Loki? And Loki's in Skype saying that FOE is the bomb, better than JTR. FOE is Wampa with a faction.
I'm telling you, man, he likes that character. Yeah, and I got to tell you, I think that character's better.
He also liked Ahsoka Fulcrum Tano, and we all know how that turned out.
Yeah, well, I think he's better than we're giving him credit for. A damage dealer that on the second turn goes 150 something without speed mods yet is a good choice and has a relatively okay amount of health and does relatively okay damage. So
I think he's good, but I don't think he's as great as you guys are.
If you can get, I'll say this: if you can manage to survive the initial onslaught of a raid team and start the damage daisy train, you'll have like a chain of attacks and turn meter gain. But it's just you can't land anything with all the foresight everywhere. That's the issue.
Yeah.
I could see that. You're going to put him under Crew, right? What's Crew's leader ability?
Crew's leader ability gives speed and turn meter on crit.
Okay.
So Kylo,
you're thinking Crew. I was actually thinking more Phasma because even though he gets like 150 under Crew, his base speed is still like 111. He seems like he might benefit from a Phasma lead and popping in and out outside of turn.
Maybe.
But it's a percentage. It's kind of rolling the dice there on that.
Yeah.
I still think Crew would be the better lead, but okay. I think we've killed this one enough. Grande, Petroni.
So
let me just do a few things really quick. So people are asking where Ranger is if you missed the beginning. Ranger is without internet, so I am streaming, and my internet not as good as Ranger's.
It happens.
So that's why every now and then you may get a little bit of buffering. For the most part, it'll fix itself. I worked it, so it should correct itself shortly after it starts buffering, so just bear with us if you get that. And that's why the quality is down a little bit, because if I go too high, then you'll get buffering the whole time and you won't be able to watch. So that, I think that covers everything. And then MJ was saying that every time Nukin refers to it as Fox, he gets the song stuck in his head.
That's the Fox say.
Ring ring ding 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 ding.
All right, so
that's in everybody's head.
So basically, it's
wolf, cat goes meow.
It synergizes exceptionally well with Kylo Ren unmasked, straight from Cozy Spoon's mouth. Just so you know, it's in our next. It's in our next part. By the way, the packs go on sale tonight at Reset, probably when the marquee event happens. And then there's a couple of bundles, so you're going to get a pack where you can get 5 to 330 shards. There will also be a bundle that's available, probably for credits, where you're going to get some shards of the Executioner, some credits, some droids, and some training mats. Maximum 1 purchase. Light side bundles. We got a light side bundle, so you can level up your Clone Wars Chewbacca. Not so excited about that. Unless it's got some other bonus stuff in there, like maybe, hopefully it's got some bonus stuff like Zeta and Omega mats, but we'll see. They fixed some bugs, like German language stuff, and then guild events. They fixed the inbox message where it will now say Imperial Probe Droid for the Imperial Retaliation event. What's ahead? Hold on to what you love.
Ooh.
Come on, man. We know what that is. We know what
Jar
that is.
Jar.
Nukin, what do you think that is? What do you think hold on to what you love is?
Jar Jar 2.0.
Okay, Jar Jar 2.0. Ranger, take your hand off your genitals, and what do you think hold on to what you love is?
Man, we're roasting Ranger hard
Cocaine's
tonight.
a hell of a drug.
Cocaine's a hell.
I think it would be chasing the dragon myself. Yes, chasing the dragon, heroin. There you go.
Okay.
Rose.
Yeah, it's Affinity. What do you think it is?
I think we are due for another Han Solo character, so I'm gonna reference the necklace, or it was a necklace, right? That the dice. No, it's a dice.
The dice.
Yeah, it's gonna be Han Solo's dice, and it's gonna be classified as a Han Solo. It's gonna be called Dice Han Solo.
No, it's got to be Rose, man. It's got to be Rose. It's got to be Rose. Totally agree. It's Rose. Rose.
Loki's saying Craps player Han Solo. See, it's going to be related to those dice because Leia was holding on to them.
Craps player Han Solo.
Somebody had a great point. Nathaniel wrote "hold on" equals holdo, maybe.
Oh god.
Holdo.
Oh my gosh.
Clever.
Okay, so I think we've beat that post to death. The
Just
next
like
one is
everyone wants to beat Rose, aka.
And we kind of already talked about the Executioner kit on SWGOH.
Mm-hmm.
So now it is time for the meta report, which we're super excited about because that actually changes now from time to time.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than the last few, I don't know, decades. I'm just saying.
A couple months at least. It's been kind of the same. So, Ray J is taken over the meta as the leader without a doubt. She's got it going on. She still has not taken. We don't have one team that makes the number one meta team yet, but we definitely have her as the number one leader. Then we have Commander Luke Skywalker, Mother Talzin, General Kenobi, Rex, Ventress, Akbar, Thrawn, Veers, and Kylo Ren unmasked.
Kylo Ren.
That's actually the most striking thing to me. Not Kylo Ren, although him getting on there is interesting. But I think this is the first time Kenobi isn't like top 3. Mother Talzin has eclipsed Kenobi for the first time, because it used to be that it was either CLS or Rey, then the other one, and then Kenobi being the counter. And Nightsisters were on their way, but looks like Mother Talzin is here. I still like Ventress.
Hell yeah. She's
Mother
higher than
Talzin.
Rex and Kenobi. That's awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just a crazy deal.
I think she's going to keep on going up because I think Rey is kind of just like a flavor of the month type thing. I don't think she's like super, but I think like Nukin was saying earlier, Nightsisters require a lot of Zetas. So your free-to-play player isn't going to be getting the Zetas in order to put together a Nightsister squad very easily. So it takes some time in order to get them up. So I think we're just starting to see the rise of the Nightsisters here, kind of for the game overall.
Agreed. Okay. So do we want to talk about Zetas in the Zeta report?
Sure.
Has anything changed?
Let's see.
Since last week, is Vader still number one, or did RG take him?
RG has not taken him, but we only needed about 1,500 more players, and R2 takes him.
Damn slackers, get on it!
I'm telling you. And then let's see if we have any up-and-comers. Up-and-comers. Anybody up-and-coming?
I think Finn was up and coming. I think
Finn is up and coming.
Yeah, Finn is there.
Really? So, inspirational presence from Jedi Training Rey.
Yep.
She's kind of making her way up there, almost going to eclipse Princess Leia, and against all odds. So that's interesting. So that is Rey's leader ability. Kind of an up-and-comer. BB-8 and roll with the punches is working on that one. So is Veers is making his way up there. Fives, still really strange to me, that one. Ventress's unique Rampage is making its way up there as well. So got quite a few that are kind of making its way up there. Believe it or not, Phoenix, man, Ezra, Kanan, Sabine, really pushing it there. So that's
was Ezra the first one? I'm trying to check right now.
I don't remember if that.
Yeah, he's the first one on the list. Hera and Zeb are lower, and he's the first one amongst Sabine and Kanan, which is surprising.
It is to me. I think that Kanan's is probably better.
I think Sabine's and Zeb's is better than Ezra.
Sabine's and Zeb's and Kanan's are better than Ezra. Better than Ezra.
I'm surprised.
I remember that band.
Yeah. So, anyway, we'll just have to kind of see how that goes. Believe it or not, Cassian's Zeta making a trip up there with the protection up.
Do you think that's for? Does it affect ships at all?
It does affect ships.
I wonder if that's due to the ships.
I think that's a little bit ships. I think it might also be a little bit territory wars. Believe it or not. Anyway, you got Kylo Ren unmasked Zetas kind of making it up there a little bit.
I'm surprised Hermit Yoda is near Cassian as much as he is, considering how rare it is to get Hermit Yoda. He's like right behind Cassian. I'm surprised to see Hermit Yoda with the strength flow from the Force as much as it is.
Yeah, you still got everybody beats Pow and Bodhi Rook by double digits.
Yeah, I'm going all the way down to the bottom.
I'm surprised to see Nightsister initiate Zeta. Believe it or not,
I didn't even know she had a Zeta.
Nightsister initiate. Yeah, it's 30%. 30% crit chance and 50% offense.
So useless. Why would you Zeta her?
Not the best Zeta option.
Not the best Zeta option, probably.
How about now?
No, it's still bad.
How about now?
But I will tell you that and it's just for her too. It's not for the whole group. I mean, if it was for the whole group, I'd be like, oh yeah, like all Nightsisters get, like that would be sick. Good.
Fun fact: out of those 119 Zetas, 118 are Grande Patron alts.
Pretty much.
I actually have a Zeta.
That's science.
I actually have a Zeta I need to spend, and I'm just like, oh, I don't know what to do with it. I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do with it. So bad, I don't know what to do with it. So I'll have to kind of work through that a little bit.
Yeah, you got to rub, buddy.
You got to rub it in. We'll figure out what that Zeta will be. All right. So I might have to ask the group in since there's so many Dark Lords in chat, what Zeta should I Zeta? We'll see what they decide. Next on the list is a post that we got called 7.mods ? I don't know if you want to pull that one up there, Finn.
Got it up.
Finnadoodle. And we could see kind of what we think of this one. I'm a little 7.mods first shown on Mother 1000 and now on, they call him FOE. Foo! Please no, right? And we got a comment from CG_Cozy Spoon, and she said, as was the case with Mother 1000, no current plans are in place to change mods.
That means next week.
Yeah, let me sweep that away with an update with a GIF with the mods we know and love, and it's like it'll be okay. Don't cry. So yeah, so because they have no current plans, that means it might be next week. I think
that means not a goddamn thing.
That means they might be doing it, and they're just not going to tell us.
Or it could be 9 months from now. We don't know.
Or it could be the same time everybody gets another chance to get a 7-star Chimera. Either one.
I would like to get a Chimera. I've had the ships for a while now. It'd be nice. I missed it the first time. I only got 6. That's my bad. But so I just want a chance. I just want a shot. An opportunity to get my ship to 7 stars and have the full 4 at 7 stars. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking for much in this full Grande.
Well, with that, because I don't think we had it in the agenda, there was the data mine about that stuff that came out.
There is a data mine that came that says that it's coming sometime right at the same time as the
January 18th.
18th to the 25th. And if you look on the events calendar, Home 1 is expected to end on the 25th as well. So it looks like maybe on the last day, if you don't have it, you'll be able to get your Home 1 and then get your Chimera. So,
do you need a home? You need a Home 1. You can't use the Endurance, right?
You need a Home 1, a Ghost, a Phantom at 7-star, and then 3 other Rebel ships.
Very nice. And then you can have a path towards redemption and not be a Rebel scumbag anymore.
Yes.
So then the next one we had was kind of an interesting little tidbit from our friend Cozy. It had to do with reviewing the AI. She said, "Hi, Minowara. Hiya." That's how she says it. Hiya, Minowara. It seems you already answered your first question on your own. If the silencer is damaged at all, which is why it doesn't say damaged by. And then your second query is not as simple as you think, and our team is definitely looking into it. This is a question about the silencer.
Yeah, so I can clarify really quick. So Minowara on the forum post had asked 2 questions. The first one was clarification on the TIE silencer ability, where it says whenever he's damaged or deals damage to a target-locked character. The question was whether or not it has to be damaged by a target locked as well or damaged by anything. So that was what Cozy Spoon was clarifying with the first one. The other one was the question regarding the AI for the TIE silencer and the fact that the silencer on the basic has a chance to stun. And the question was, why can't the AI be set to stun as soon as it comes in rather than it doing a special and kind of negating the purpose and essentially becoming a liability on defense. And so that is what Cozy Spoon is addressing with regards to the second question. Now the weird thing is, they've never really shown any interest in ever changing the AI. So I'm not sure how much I believe with regards to this comment. What do you guys think?
They might just tweak. They may just tweak the AI a little bit. They've tweaked the AI for Thrawn before.
They did.
They ruined order of specials, but they've never changed it to do a basic when it first comes in. There's a lot of characters that benefit more from a basic than a special half the time.
Nuke, and you said they ruined what?
We had
ruined him for the
the
raids.
ability to solo the Rancor in Phase 3 of the tank raid with Thrawn, and then they changed his AI so he would do better in Arena, but then they ruined it for the raid.
Yeah.
I think what they did was they took away they didn't do Imperial Maneuver, the added ability that he gives to Empire allies, unless they had a debuff or something. And then that changed the way that the team worked in the raids. So they have the ability to change AI. But are they like... is this post talking about like making it more difficult for like opponents so you like hold better on your shard, or is this just talking about just changing the order of how the characters use their abilities?
The response was specifically to TIE Silencer using a basic when coming in out of reinforcements in order to stun rather than using the special.
So that seems like that seems similar to what they did with Thrawn, like they're considering looking into changing that or something.
Yeah, but I haven't seen anything done with a basic before. The AI seem to always be written, and I'm assuming this is what the complicated part is. It seems like it always runs through a sequence of doing the specials first whenever it's available, followed by the basic. And you can change like the order of the specials or add conditions to the specials, but to make the basic come before the special is kind of, I don't know, it seems kind of weird. There's a lot of characters that would benefit from that. It's just I've never seen them think about doing that before. And they have changed
maybe
other
they
ones,
have
like you said,
to,
Thrawn and Yoda and stuff.
Maybe it is difficult, and they have to do each ship or character individually because it's not coded into the game that way or something.
Yeah. I don't know. Part of me isn't holding my breath on this one because I think it's too much of like a small thing. Especially right now, since TIE Silencer really isn't an accessible ship for most people. Granted, this person has it at 7 stars, so they spent money on it, and I'm sure they want it to be useful.
Well,
but
probably a Kylo Ren fanboy.
Yeah.
So, all right. I think that covers most of the news for this week.
Yeah, that does cover. That does cover most of the news, and I think Sir Loki's here. Sir Loki, are you here?
Is he here finally?
Sir Loki.
How about now?
Nope.
No. How about now? So
use a basic.
I don't know. Who knows, man? So the next one is TW number 7.
Everyone's favorite topic.
So let's start with this. McVenom. How'd you guys do? Who'd you face?
We won.
Who'd you face?
Oh gosh, you would ask me that. I don't know.
You don't remember?
It was no, I don't. One of my guys will shout it out in the chat, but we did win. I recently actually switched guilds this week, so it's been kind of a busy week. I love my old guild. I do. They were just a little bit more casual, and they were not very talkative, not a Discord active guild. So I kind of got talked into joining one of my OG tribe members guilds, and I'm really happy. So we bumped up to, I'm in a 115, I think, GP guild. So
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Having a good time, but yeah, this was the first TW that I've actually won, so it was exciting. It was fun to watch it play all the way through.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nukin, how did your guild do in TW number 7?
We were victorious. We tried a new defensive strategy, and it seemed successful. We're going to try it again this time, and I think we faced like Rancor Ate My Baby or some guild like that. That was the guild.
That's a cool name. That's a really cool name.
It's like one of those clever indie guild names, I think. I'm not sure if they have a community, but that was a fun match. We held very well defensively for the first time. So we're kind of taking it semi-casually the TW mode, we don't ever have like 50 people sign up. Sometimes we have like 3 to 5 people that just take a breather because it's just too much gameplay back to back to back to back. And we're just kind of having fun, but we are trying to improve. And every single TW, our defense gets better and better. And so I'm really proud of, where we at. The very first TW we tied, and I don't think we ever tied since then because we've just been improving our defense. So that's pretty cool.
Nice. Finity, how'd you do in TW number 7?
We won ours. We played a guild called, I think it was Japan Forces. So it's a Japanese guild. We've been working on our defenses. We have an idea about the squads that we're placing now in the different areas. So we're kind of working on our strategy. I spent the last few days building a spreadsheet, which I think is actually pretty cool. So I've been playing around with that. So we'll see how everything works out. For this territory war, we're actually fighting an FTB guild this time. So, and they're pretty evenly matched with us. So it should be pretty fun. Everything's been pretty good in terms of the matchmaking and everything. They've been relatively close. We've had, I think, only one war with 50. The other ones, we've had a few people with just real life stuff that haven't been able to join and that kind of stuff. It's the annoying stuff is when it gets into the odd numbers, when it's like 49 instead of 50, and so you kind of have like one, like if you're trying to, for example, fill a whole section with Nightsisters, and you only have you have 49 of them, but you have to fill 50. So it kind of skews a little bit how you fill the territories when you're on the odd numbers instead of the even ones. But other than that, I mean, it's been fun.
Right.
The rewards need to go up, though. The rewards are definitely not worth the effort, and especially since it's replacing like one territory battle every couple weeks or so with the way they have the schedule done.
Right.
I think they really need to increase the rewards on Territory War. I think it's a fun game mode. It's not worth the effort at this point. So just something they should probably look at sooner than later. Otherwise, they're really going to start to burn people out over almost... It's not bad because you get the Zeta and stuff, but I don't think that the rewards are going to keep players interested too much longer.
How would you improve the rewards? What would you do? More gear or more Zetas or more Omegas? Or
not more Zetas. I think
more
Zetas...
slave Leias, is that possible?
More slave Leias.
Yeah, I don't think they can increase
shards.
the Zetas. Because Zetas would throw off the game too much. I'm okay with the number of Zetas and getting additional Zetas through this game mode. I think all the currencies need to go up. Probably almost 75
They could give me more
100%.
Omegas. They could give me more Omegas. I'd be fine with that.
They could add Omegas. They could add purple mats. I think all the currencies, though, in particular the guild event tokens, because that's essentially what you're missing out with territory battles at the end of those. So I think they need to increase
Omegas.
those.
Add Omegas.
Omegas, definitely.
Michael Yearwood is on a rampage. He and I, they literally could not give me more Omegas. They could not. I would take more Omegas every single day. Every single day, man.
Yeah, Omegas and credits, man.
It's so funny how it's shifted too. Like when I first was trying to get a Zeta, it's like I couldn't get them, and now I have plenty of Zetas, but no Omegas. I don't know how to get them.
It's because they trick you into it, right? Because you focus on the Zetas because they're so rare, but every time you need to put a Zeta, you need 16 to like 20 Omegas. So as soon as you use it, you can't even do like the 5 up on another character. So if you don't pay attention, you spend like 5 here, 5 there, and then you don't have the 16 or 20 of them that you need in order to get another one. They trick you.
I will tell you something really cute that I saw that happened. And what was really cute is there were 2 indie guilds in the TW server that got matched up against each other, and the name of the 2 indie guilds, the first indie guild's name was the R2 Destroyers, and the next one's name was Unionized Jawas. And so they basically posted memes back and forth to each other of like Jawas destroying R2. That was like their whole chat, and I just laughed so hard because that's all they could do was like they were like, and they were like pulling parts apart, and they were just destroying R2s.
So
anyway, it was hilarious.
So Star-Lord just reminded me the name of the guild that we faced. I'm in Frozen in Carbonite, and it was Kanji Club, SWGOH, Indonesia 1. So it was a long name. That's why I couldn't remember it.
There you go.
So,
so it is. Hey, did Sir Loki chatting now?
No.
He's not chatting now.
Doing.
He's almost home.
Hello there. Must be eating.
He is here. Okay, so Sir Loki, how was your territory war number 7?
Oh my god.
That's like old news.
What do you mean? You guys did the same one, dickhead.
I'm just asking for his personal experience. I'm
actually in Team Instinct, right? So here's the deal, right? I got this gym right by my house.
That's not true. Lies.
No, when I put my Snorlax in the gym right by my house, like nobody shows up to support me, and my defense goes down because Valor comes or Mystic comes, and they beat me all the time.
Oh my god!
I feel bad, but I
can't believe I didn't realize that.
Pokemon.
Your names are Pokemon. Oh my god! It was Valor versus Instinct.
Yeah,
it was like a Pokemon Go battle.
There's no yellow.
It was like a Pokemon.
It was a Pokemon Go battle.
There's no Team Instinct around me to back me up.
Oh man.
So I know the feeling, man. You know. So. Oh, I'm sorry. We're talking about Star Wars. I apologize. Dude, we fucking kicked their ass, dude. I mean, it was awesome. That's all I'm gonna say.
Bad, Jesus.
But I will say this. It's like talking about. You know, did you watch the World Series when the Astros kicked the Dodgers' ass?
Wait.
I'm a Dodgers fan, but yeah, it was cool, man. But it's over, dude. It's done. We're on Territory Wars 8, dude. We're getting ready to move ahead. You know, so
we've moved ahead. Ranger, how was your Territory Wars?
Well, I gotta say, you guys did something we had never seen before. That Kylo Ren unmasked territory you guys put up was what threw us completely.
You had one, dude. Come on, man.
No, we didn't. We didn't.
Secret. Secret.
Get the fuck out of here. No, when we got into that region, I was in there going, oh, I've never seen this before. I mean, a couple of us were like, oh, that's interesting. Because, yeah, there's a few of them that haven't, but it had never been a team we'd ever come up across, right? And it made us not, I mean, I think we overcompensated way too much for that region. And I don't think because we really knew what we were facing there, because I did, I'll admit it, I used a Jedi Ray team on it because I was like, oh, sweet buttercups, what is this shit? I was like, oh my God. And it ended up where we just didn't have enough. I mean, I give all the credit to Valor. I mean, we just could not finish those regions we had left. We just didn't have enough because I think we way overshot what we were doing. But it was a good learning experience because it was evenly matched up to the end when you guys pulled away from us. And I think we kind of learned a lesson there about specifically that team. So it's a good thing. I mean, when you lose, you kind of learn more than when you win, right? If you win all the time, then you don't really see anything different. And that's the thing that I appreciate about Dark Lords was at least they gave us a fight. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Both Dark Lords, because we faced Dark Lord Omega before this and we won, but they fought their hearts out, and it was the same thing here. So unlike some guilds we face where it's like, all offense, there you go. Like Jesus.
Yeah, we don't ever lay down, man. We don't ever lay down.
Yeah, that's a good thing. So
you got to play to win.
Yeah. I mean,
well, some people play for the tie. A lot of it is those people play for the tie.
I do not even understand the play for the tie.
You play for the tie when you're a vengeful little kid.
Yeah. That's essentially what it is. You play for the tie only if you are more concerned about the other person losing than you getting the best rewards for your guild.
Because when you tie, the house wins. It's like you're at a casino and you just let everyone take your money.
Like if you don't want to, even if you're just, it's kind of strange. So some people are saying they just do that, and there's different reasons, right? One is that some are saying they'd rather play with their meta characters rather than putting them on defense. And I can kind of see that. Like you're always putting these characters on defense, and you actually want to attack stuff with your CLS and your Thrawn and your Kylo Ren unmasked and stuff. So they'd rather put in things that are on defense that they don't want to play, and then play with the stuff they want to. So I can kind of see that side, if that's the way you want to do it. The other one that I've heard is that they just don't have any interest in territory war, which is kind of the opposite. Because if you don't have an interest, you should really just put everything on defense so you don't have to do any kind of attacks. And then you do pretty much play the way that you have a chance to win, at least. So, it's...
Well, my territory wars was a lot of fun. Because I basically spent the last, few hours, few days, being able to mess with my friend. So, that's been fun. Hey, if it had gone the other way, I would have had to take it, right? so there we go.
Yeah, probably for most of them. Not for me, but for most of them, because I enjoy the territory wars, but I don't talk any crap about it. Even when we beat Dark Lord, I was like, great job and stuff like that. But I know it's competitive. People will talk crap. There was a lot of crap talking in the Discord. I was like, oh my dear Lord! But it was all good fun though. It really was. It was a good fun.
We only talk crap to each other, so I'm all about talking crap, but do it to each other.
That was a great. It really was. I mean, we couldn't finish shit. What the hell happened there? And that last region, just too many Nightsister. We didn't have enough left to get past it. It was that. It was.
How many ships were left? Do you remember?
Two. There was 2 fleets left, and we're still kind of scratching our head, like, what in the hell happened there? But
yeah, you guys didn't beat our fleet. I mean, I didn't even understand that. I was like,
I didn't understand that either. I think you guys we're all a little miffed on that one.
Not beat our fleet, man. I mean, I get it.
I don't know.
We have a character section left, but it's 50.
The fleet one, yeah, the fleet one was weird, and I guess it's kind of hard to go back and see who didn't or did not do something, or I don't know. I mean, it's hard to kind of, I don't know. It was really that one was the one of the anybody. I feel like we were like in was it the Independence Day? Does anybody have any missiles? Nobody have any missiles left?
I was like, wait a minute, everybody beats Fleet, don't they? Come on.
I know, we were completely. I was
like, everybody beats.
I wasn't even looking at that till the end, and I was like, wait a minute, what the hell's going on?
I know what happened.
I was
CG Grande did a little
backdoor.
I put a little
TIE fighter have 100% dodge rate.
Oh, bro, my TIE fighter is OP. I'm going to tell you that. People in my shard, they're like, damn it, Grande, your freaking TIE fighter pilot dodged again. And I'm like, I'm telling you, man, he dodges every time. And they're like, I can't beat your ass. And I'm like, he
CG Grande
every
handicap.
Time. Every time that dude dodged, I'm like, he'll be the only dude left. And he's like, Pachoo! I mean, he is straight up. He is like old man hermit Luke Skywalker in freaking The Last Jedi. He's like, he's like, that's right, I got it.
Wasn't there a guy? I don't remember who was that. Was it you guys? What's his name? That went through and just was demolishing teams. Someone mentioned his name. I was reading the chat.
That's our Italian stallion. Man.
All right, Italian stallion.
Yeah,
Icor. Icor.
Jesus Christ, Icor. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Icor didn't put. We had one guy that was sick. He had the flu, and he comes in. And he's like, "I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't put anything on defense, but I could go all offense." And then Icor was like, "We're all in a chat," and Icor's like, "You guys want me to take down the rest of that CLS wall?" And we're like, "Hey, buddy, have at it!" And I was like, there ain't no way he's taking down 5 CLS teams by himself. And then I'm like sitting there, it's like boop boop, boop boop, boop boop. And he's like, "Well,
good."
He's like, "Well, I only put in 2 teams on defense," and I was like, oh, "Yeah, okay, maybe that was okay that you only put in 2 teams on defense." Because
it came out of nowhere too. I was watching that. I was like, "Sweet buttercups, who was this monster?"
That's our free tip for the stream right there. Have one designated sniper assassin, dude.
I mean, that dude.
There you go.
Because I think at that point we were kind of both looking at each other like, "Man, this is pretty even." And all of a sudden, he wrecked. Man, that dude wrecked. He kicked the shit out of us. I mean, straight up. So And I'm talking like meta teams. He just went through and wrecked. It was like we put in scrub, teams. This is all CLS squads, So props to that dude. Jesus.
He was pretty insane, man. He was pretty insane. He did a good job. We had a couple other guys too. We had one guy who we had a couple Euro guys, and they woke up and they're like, "Hey, I think I can finish off that SIP section." And we're like, "Really?" And he goes, and he makes 3 wins in a row, and I'm like, "Oh, I guess he can." Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, dude.
We're like, I'm so glad you woke up, man. He was like, yeah, me too. Oh man, it was epic. It was definitely epic, man. I'm glad when they're hard like that, though. Glad when they're hard like that. It makes the victory so much more fun. Makes the defeat kind of not so great, but it is what it is.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's defeat, but it's like I think we learned a lot from that one because a lot of battles we've had, it just has not been at that level. You know what I'm saying? And you learn a lot more from what we saw. And I mean, the Kylo Ren team, that section completely, it really fucking messed with us, I think. Because I think we're all like, oh, what the fuck is this? And we went after because ships are right afterwards. So we're thinking, get through this, right? Get into ships, clear that out, right? And then we can just go through in the bottom region. Didn't quite work out that way.
I think if the match is pretty close, it's still kind of fun. But if you get your butt whooped, you're like womp womp.
Yeah. It was definitely. It was a close. It was. You could see from the video, it was close match, man. And I kept saying it too in the chats. I was like, this is much closer than it looks like, guys. For a long time, there was a time whenever you guys were ahead. You guys were ahead by like a section or two. Right at one point, and I was like, well, I know. What was funny was the National College Football Championships was that same day, right? Because we had the little mini stream, and I was like, hold on, we got a lot of football fans in our guild. As soon as that game was over, every American came in and was like, it took out 5 teams after that game was over, and I was like, oh. Everybody got done. That's what happened. Everybody got done watching TV, and then it was really funny. It was really funny. We had a good time, though. I had a good time.
Yeah, it was good. All right, I think it's time to start
Twitter
getting into some questions.
We actually had
Tits is collecting all the questions, so we can start getting into questions.
We had something else come up actually.
What's that?
We did?
Yeah, I'm putting it in Skype chat if you guys want to get it, and I'm pulling it up onto the screen. So it's a reply by CapGasp on an issue that we were kind of just talking about. So let me bring it up on the screen.
The reply from CapGasp?
Mm-hmm. So this is on the Reddit.
Going there now. Challenges, credit heists, and Omega battles. And add another tier. So this was from this is from a post on Reddit. Challenges need to up the rarity of gear, give more credits added, guaranteed Omegas, chance for Zetas to regular ability mat challenge. Ships ability mat challenges need another tier anyway, since that's the only 3-star instead of 4. Add Omegas, ships mats to the other tier.
And that's similar to what we were just talking about, right?
Yep.
With trying to get more Omegas.
So we're looking for CapGas's.
Yeah, so if you go a little bit farther down.
He's on the bottom. I've got it.
So he has 2 responses.
Yeah, he does. He says, I see this request pretty frequently, so let me chime in here. There is no plans changes for the Omega battles at this moment. The event series is primarily oriented towards lower level or new players. That's one of the reasons why the event series is so easy. Elder players have other ways of acquiring credits, ability mats, and Omegas prior to level 85. This is the only place to acquire Omega mats for most players. We've also begun to add Zetas into other places where the acquisition challenge is appropriate and how valuable Zetas are. There are no plans to change the ships or normal challenges at this time. Someone says that really sucks. I can't always, and then CapGas says I can't always give good news. but I see this request often enough. I felt I should clarify the Omega battles are quote unquote for.
And then scroll down some more, and then you see kind of the more interesting one.
Then this one here says, so the Wicket and Mother Talzin events actually reward multiple Zetas in Tier 2. I think most people don't actually realize this because they can't preview the rewards for tiers you haven't unlocked. Hopefully, they give me that tech someday. The number of people going for the Wicket event is not what I expected, to be honest, though. I'm currently looking at ways to make Ewoks more valuable / useful in events. So hopefully it does feel like it doesn't feel like a waste to build a team that can't defeat an ATST, similar to how we increased the overall usefulness of Phoenix, so people feel diversified, invested in them now. No ETA, but it's on my radar. So that one there is basically saying he's thinking he wants to make Ewoks better even than they are.
Well, they already have Zetas.
Well, so it's
no one's
interesting,
going to
right?
invest in them, and that's why no one's doing it.
Right.
I have some serious issues with some of the stuff here.
Well, I mean, I can auto the first tier of the Wicked event, right? The tier
I cannot, but mainly because I just don't want to invest in those last two, the couple of those Ewoks. I got other priorities. So Ewoks getting, it's not worth it to me for Wicked event.
Wait a second. Affinity, you can't auto it?
No.
I thought you're an Ewok lover.
I love Ewoks. I'm not stupid about leveling them in this game. They're nice little toys, and I got enough so I can do the ATST. Usually I require about 3 to 5 tries in order to get it. But even that, I mean, it's a pain. It's the basic tier, just tier 1. Forget about tier 2 where you get the Zetas, right? Which will take me a year and a half to get.
So you're a lover from a distance.
Well, so if I run Chief Chirpa lead,
private eyes.
With Ewok Elder, Paplu, Logray, and Wicket, which are basically some of my lowest Ewoks, I can auto that event every time. So I auto it with the new ones. I don't auto it with the old ones. If I run Tebow and Scout in there, I can't do it. But if I run the new ones, I can auto it every time, which is interesting to me.
I've tried with all the newer ones, and Chirpa lead, I can't get it to work. So I always go with Tebow lead, Elder, Chirpa, Logray, and Wicket, and just make sure that Ewok Elder stays stealth using Tebow's lead and Wicket, and that usually gets me through it. It's just not. It's not a pleasant experience. The Ewoks are not a great squad. They're cuddly. That's pretty much it.
The Ewoks are not a great squad.
No,
they're not.
They're not. And the effort, and what he's saying is true, is that right now you're doing it essentially just to beat the ATST and trying to get the Wicket shards in order to get to that tier 2, which allows you to get more Zetas. I mean, that's...
You don't even need an Ewok team. You just need 7-star Wicket.
Right. But if you're not buying Wicket, then you have to get the Ewoks in order to... I'm not saying you need 7-star Ewoks, but you need leveled up Ewoks in order to do the first tier, in order to get the Wicket shards. And then you have to keep on collecting the Wicket shards. It'll take about 1.5 to 2 years if you don't spend anything on it in order to get your Wicket. And then by that time, I mean, who's going to care? It's too slow of a shard gain. And it's the same thing with Talzin. They're just too slow.
It's too slow. By the time you get a 7-star Talzin and Wicket, we'll have an ability map that is above Zeta or something.
Yeah. I mean, so that's why nobody is really caring about it, right? You can't... By the time you get the Wicket shards, what's the point? And so people... Well, it's just the way it is.
Well, the thing that he says here, I get these events geared toward lower tiers, but this is very smoke and mirror stuff here, because he does say that there's other places that you can get Omegas and stuff like that, but there's a misnomer. Fact is that they don't drop, man. I don't know what kind of smoke you're trying to run here, Gagscab, but you're making shit up. You're pulling shit out your ass.
I don't know. Seriously. I mean, I get a Zeta every day. I get an Omega every day, right?
From where?
So you get an Omega every day when you do your dailies, right?
No.
Yeah, you
No,
do.
that's
No.
no, you don't. No,
Yeah,
sorry, that's not right.
Level 85. When you do all of your ability, when you do all of your stuff for the day, you get an Omega.
No, you don't. Not every time.
No, you do. You just don't see it.
You
It's
get
one of
an
the standard
Omega.
ones. The thing that
definitely
pops
get
up
an
is only
Omega.
that special
You
box.
definitely get an Omega every time from every
In the little
day.
pop-up
It's in,
box.
it's in the
It's
loot
not the
box.
pop-up
Yeah,
box.
go look at the loot box.
Oh.
You
The
get
loot
an
box
Omega.
is only
box
the
when you finish all your events.
You get an Omega every day.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get a Zeta every day? You get a Zeta every day by being rank 1 in ships every day.
Well, not everybody could do that, Grundy. God damn it! I mean, that's pretty.
Yeah, I know. What the hell, Grande? That one I'll disagree with you.
You
I was with
elitist.
you for the Omega, and then you just lost me.
Damn, I didn't
No, the
know you got an
Omega
Omega every day.
Especially since
you
not
got level
everybody's going to be
85.
spending them on Zetas, right? Some people are still going to have to get ships and other things.
Right, you're not. I mean, you're not spending it on ship currency and stuff. I mean, the fact that he says, there are other places. I mean, you can do it on the end of Cantina battles, but I mean, how many of you guys have gotten Omegas from those? I haven't got any.
It's very rare.
You know?
I do the straight up normal ones, right? So
I mean, I've had and for the Zetas, the event. I have multiple times where I will get nothing on both runs, then get something. I'm lucky if I get one. Shocked if I get two. And then, and the next time around it's like 0-0.
Are you talking about the ability mat thing event?
Yeah, the ability mat challenge. Absolutely.
Yeah. Thane Kyrell just donated $2 and wrote, Finn has a much higher GP than Ranger. F2P ?
What's your GP at, Finn?
2.712.
Yeah, you got me a little bit.
Just giving Ranger crap today. Enough picking on Ranger. Enough.
Yeah. Poor
I
Ranger.
don't really care.
I picked on Ranger too much. I care, so I stopped it.
And everyone is saying that Ewoks can beat CLS metas. I know they can be good, but there's just so many more teams with versatility out there.
So many, I
wouldn't put a Zeta on Chirpa just so I could run my Ewok team to beat a CLS team on offense.
But Zetas, I'm fine with how they're doing Zetas. Let's just be clear. Zetas, the way they have it, I'm totally fine with. Right? It is a reality. Omega's another issue, and credits are another issue.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't have a problem with credits right now.
Well, you don't, but 99% of us do, because the reason I can't do anything with my characters, even at 7 stars and level them, is because I just don't have the credits. That's with me doing GW every day, doing what I'm supposed to do, finishing number 1. It doesn't matter. I mean, the credit crunch is real. I mean, someone did a number, and I looked at the number one time, like what it would take to level everybody. That's just level, but also like you have to do their abilities and all that other stuff, mods. I mean, it's crazy. And to say that you're planning to do anything with credits is absolutely asinine, because the credit highest itself, you're lucky if you get 2.5, 2.5. Majority of times, sometimes you get 2.5, 1.5, so 4 million. 4 million credits doesn't even barely get you what you need, right? And then with credit highest and stuff, doing GW every day, maybe you can level 1 character a week. I mean, for some of the things I agree with, but some of the things, I'm sorry, guys, I disagree with you 100%. The Omega crunch is real. The credit crunch is exceptionally real. The Zetas, fine. I don't have a problem with the Zetas. Anybody else thoughts? I mean, or am I just talking about my...
Well, he's not saying that there isn't a crunch.
Yeah.
He was more referring to the fact that people are playing the Wicked.
Addressing it.
Well, they are. He said...
Who gives a shit about the Wicked events? God!
Let's let our guest talk for a minute. He's been trying
to...
Oh, I didn't hear you, Nuke. I'm sorry.
Am I quiet? I'll just move closer to the mic. You can get Omegas from the Fleet Store, and if they reduced it by like 500, it may actually be more desirable than buying 2,000 Zeta salvage mats, and that would help because if they wouldn't have to make a whole new challenge tier, so that would be a potential solution. I think Capgas is the event designer, so he's if he's gonna like be involved in a decision to ease the Omega crunch, quote unquote, then he'll just make an event for it. I think there's like a different group of guys that handle the stores, and I don't know if they're on Reddit or not, but I would like to see the Omegas be reduced in cost in the fleet store.
Yes, that would be a huge change. That would be super helpful.
I don't know. I mean, I agree that the cost should be lower. I still don't know if it would be a very good buy. Because with the Omega events coming, you at least have other sources you can potentially get Omega mats. And just to be frank about it, I get more Omegas from the ability challenges than I do Zetas from the Zeta challenges. So the rarity of Zetas would still make me say buy Zetas with it, not Omegas. I would still, no matter how low they make it, you may get it if you're like one away from finishing a Zeta or something. I still don't see the value of an Omega in the fleet overall when there's a Zeta there. And the rarity of the Zeta is really what you need to chase. Otherwise, there's no other way to get it. It's either this or the ability challenge.
So we have an Omega challenge going on right now. And I will tell you that I always refresh it one time for an extra ability, for an extra Omega. I always I always refresh it once. I can't justify the 400 credits, the 400 crystals, but I can justify 200 crystals for one.
I've never refreshed it except for today. I refreshed it because I'm trying to get CLS, his binds all things, and I just can't get the Omegas for it. It sucks.
Yeah.
You can refresh it for 400, right? But then I think it stops after that.
I would never put 400 into it.
So, like, the whales can't even get extra Omegas.
Good old Maurice donated $2 to buy Ranger tampon.
Well, as long as it's not one of his used ones, I'll be fine. Just don't pull it out your third-party contact, GOM, because no one likes second fiddle.
Oh, man. All right.
Get over it.
So now, let's talk about the Twitter.
I'm already wearing Baby J adult diapers. I mean, they're very absorbent. You know, they hold a lot of liquid.
Paco donated
I was lied to.
$10 because I need better RNG. My Stark farm has stalled harder than Echo something.
Oh, shit. I hit that by accident. Sorry about that.
Yes, just happened to be you accidentally deleted a Dark Lord's post on a super chat.
You should accidentally fund the $10. You know, come on.
Yeah, we'll fund the $10. I didn't mean to do that. No, Sky popped up that stupid window on my phone, and I'm like, God damn it! Quit going there, and then I hit that. And it's like, wait, how did I delete that message?
He said my Stark farm has stalled harder than Echo's ship section.
Wait, I was hidden. How do I hit him?
It just happened to be Ranger deleted that one.
It was Ranger accidentally deleted it, but I got it and I was able to read it.
Wait, how do I undelete him?
I don't know how you.
I don't know if you can.
It's gone for good.
Yeah, you can't undelete the message. Yeah.
Oh, for Christ's sake!
Don't rage click, Ranger. Just step away from the keyboard.
I swear to God.
Man. Okay. So next is the Twitter question.
Really?
It's okay. He'll forgive you. I promise.
No, I want to fix this. That's not.
I don't think you can fix it.
No.
Fill in the
you could use something. Oh God!
Now we know how Team Instinct lost. They just fat fingered everything.
Pretty much.
Like their back section.
Oh, Jesus.
I was kidding, Ranger. Okay.
We're just gonna fill in the blank.
Sorry, Paco.
If Rose was added to the game, what would her main purpose be in your collection? Best answer will be read on the stream, and we have a bunch of hearts. Did we get some replies? I don't see the replies yet. Do you see any replies?
You have to refresh it and then it'll show up. If you refresh it once. Did you get them?
I'm still not getting replies.
There are 11 replies.
Oh, I see him now. So, Fatality V2. If Rose was added to the game, then Jedi Knight Guardian gets a reprieve from being my sacrificial lamb in Raid.
Good Lord.
Vigilante says she would be great to debuff and stun Finn, as well as use her special, which is on cooldown, and once it triggers, will take you out of the match into a less entertaining subplot.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. Chrome Cobra says to make me a sandwich. Been told, go make me a sandwich. Okay. And then
she might make a very good sandwich.
She might make a very good sandwich. So John Ward says to make me wish Paige had more screen time. Oh damn! That's it. That's her sister that died in the beginning.
Her sister was epic.
Her sister was epic. She did some epic stuff, didn't she? So Sanely Red says, "Ha! She'll make a fine addition to my collection." I guess I don't know what that big sigh is in the beginning. And then Steve Burgett says, "If Rose is added to the game, her main purpose in my collection will be to do a basic and be a basic. To be a basic, asterisk, 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 exclamation point." So I think he had a cuss word right there.
Yes.
He didn't want to put in there. And then Hagar says, I need more love triangles in my roster. What is Rose gonna do? I know what she'll do. She will be the Resistance Imperial probe droid. She'll go out there and blow herself. She'll go out there and blow herself up. She'll go out there and blow herself up, so that way so that way the rest of the Resistance team can
watch CG make her like ridiculously overpowered, where we all have to have her like she'll become the head of her.
Oh no!
God.
I don't think so.
But just
she might have a taunt though.
What if they do it by accident? We were like, "Oh no, the Rose Meta's here."
The Rose Meta.
The day that Rose is number one on the meta report.
Oh no!
Oh my god, that may be the day that I officially quit.
So, going to Rose. I mean, if it is Rose, what the hell is her kit gonna be? I mean, I'm looking at Force
She's
Arena
gonna have
right
a
now.
stun, right?
So her Force Arena kit is she's a stunner and she's like a Xeris. She reduces damage to allied tech units, and I'm like, okay, so she's a Resistance Xeris. Let's just assuming she's like a Xeris and a stunner, right? But it's like your JTR squad's already packed to the bone with. I mean, who the hell do you sub out for her? I mean, seriously, right? And then your Finn Resistance squad is already.
I'll do it on purpose.
Well, that's what it probably is going to be.
Stun away, my little fiends.
Well, so to go with what you were saying before, Loki, about Jedi training Rey, she almost requires BB-8. She does require BB-8. And then pretty much requires R2 on that team in order to be successful, right? So now you're moving those away. So she could be a character that's designed to be a duo with Finn in order to kind of bring another Finn resistance and actually have like exposed.
So you got a 3
like a revive,
right?
I think she'll be like a revive. She'll have a revive, like
so she might be able to revive Finn specifically.
So she's a Captain Han Solo. That's what she is.
Hold on. So she can have a revive. Let's say she has a revive. Let's say she has a stun. And what if she has a unique that says if she goes out of turn, she calls another rebel. She calls another resistance character. Because what I think they want to do with this team is Rey calls Rose, Rose calls BB-8, BB-8 calls R2, right? And so you have a quadruple mollywop based on Rey leadership. And
don't give them ideas like that.
Why not? You don't think that's a good idea? You don't think that they could just say, you do Rey's ability. She calls in BB-8. BB-8 calls in Rose, and Rose calls in R2.
Do they need to be better than they already are?
Yes, dude, they suck, man.
What
Horrible.
Rose? When Finn's about to die, she'll jump in front and push him off the screen and take the hit.
Somebody else said that Rose will refill Finn's health if he's about to die, and she will take the death hit instead. That was Momo Killer.
Yeah, that could be.
Okay, so she's like a Hera, so she puts a backup plan buff on Finn. Whoop-de-doo.
Maybe we get a new Finn, right? So we get a new Finn.
So we're gonna get First Order Officer Finn. Okay.
Maybe she'll change the defensive status of Resistance, though. Who knows?
Okay.
Okay, so you have a trio with Finn, Poe, and Rose. Now, who else you got on that team? I mean, seriously.
Where are you throwing the questions, McVenom?
Oh, I have them all on my phone. I didn't know that.
Well, do you want to? So you just want to read the questions?
Well, you can read them if you want. I'll post them all, and I've got pictures. I just kind of like screenshot them and.
Okay, well then I'll let you read them. It's fine. You could do the reading part.
Jeez, Grande.
I'm just totally.
What do you mean, Grande? She's going to read the questions. You will be quiet. God damn.
Jeez, talking all night. Damn it.
No, right? I should let somebody else talk, right? Like we should have Rager talk about how great his TW was. Exactly.
Or how he accidentally bans Paco from the chat.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
Your Dark Lord money isn't good here.
They don't like your kind here no more.
DJ, leave the chat. Damn it.
Paco surprisingly is still here.
He is still here. I know it. Well, Paco's a good dude.
I think it just hit him for a moment. I had to go back and check it, but he's good now.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, are we ready for some questions?
I think
Yes, you take over, and now Tiz, if Grande acts up, you know what to do.
Got it. I know how to put Grande in his place.
Mm-hmm.
All the girls in Charlie's Angels know.
They do. They know exactly how to put me in.
Yeah, shush them. So, Grim, question for Nukin. Finally, a dark side character that doesn't completely suck. How excited are you to get the Executioner?
We talked a little bit about him. I think he's above average right now. So every time there's a marquee event, typically they release multiple characters at once. It's strange that they only release this guy by himself. And I think there's more First Order characters that are going to work with him. And currently, we have this kind of awkward, like, old generation. And I know Grande, I'm not sure if you talked about this on the stream yet, but, like, there's older generation characters and there's newer generation characters. And we're at this, like, awkward transition point where we have kind of a mixture of both. And he's like a newer generation with Kylo Ren unmasked. And I think he will be good. Like, he'll go from above average potentially to quite good on a specific team. But right now, I'm not sure if this is enough to really become like a meta. Like, we're not going to see Kylo Ren unmasked right next to Mother Talzin in the top slots in Arena just yet. So I think you need to be a little bit patient there, especially if you only have like 3-star versions of these characters, right? You're going to need at least 5-star or higher probably as well to be very consistent and successful in Arena. I'm not sure about his speed. Like we said, he was quite slow at 111, but potentially if they can start going and granting a ton of turn meter and start daisy chaining around, they might be a force to be reckoned with. They'll definitely be very good in TW. You'll probably get annihilated by this guy multiple times in the near future, for sure. And he'll be a pain in the butt there. But I'm not sure in Arena if he's ready to kick butt yet. But I think Sir Loki thinks a little bit differently than I do currently.
Loki, you think he's going to be good? Okay.
I'm gonna make him good, but yeah, I like his kit, man. I mean, if you're a Wampa fan, I mean, dude, you gotta be excited about this guy. I mean, honestly, he's gonna get 30 speed from Cruz. So
And
what is he?
40%
141.
Yeah, and 40% turn meter every time he uses his.
Yeah, and then if you Zeta Kylo and Mass, then he's gonna get 8% protection and health. I think regain. I think it's pretty slick. Ranger can tell you how the Kylo and Mass first order teams were. So imagine that guy being.
They are impressive, most impressive.
So let's think about a team, right? Let's go old fashioned double tank and 3 DPS characters. So let's go Kylo and Mass with first order stormtrooper, right? Yep. And then you run special forces TIE pilot. You run first order TIE pilot, and you run this guy. I mean, that's like old school rebel DPS right there, man. I'm super excited to try it. And then Kylo and Mass gives 30 speed to everybody. That's great. I'm excited to try it.
And this guy gives turn meter to.
He gives 10% turn meter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the dude's gonna crit all the time, man. What is it? There's the advantage buff. I mean, sick. And then
I don't know what they mean by the end of the encounter. Do they mean the end of his turn?
The end of the battle, man.
Battle.
So if there's 6 phases in the territory battle, he's gonna keep stacking the whole time, man. It's like Ventress.
Mm-hmm.
So that means he's better. So that means he's better TB maybe than he is TW for that particular one, right?
I think both ways, man.
In TW, do you if the team survives, do you keep all of those bonuses?
You can't.
No.
You mean on defense?
Like you know how there's people put
You do keep it, right? Weren't people stacking buffs with Ezra and Nightsisters and stuff? If you keep on throwing trash at it, don't they get stronger?
Yeah, like what if you put Asajj on defense in TW and the team survives? Does Asajj keep?
No, she doesn't. She loses it. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, if Kylo Unmasked didn't have the 30 speed, my tone would be totally different. But that 30 speed helps a lot. The health and protection regain is tremendously good. It's 8%. I'm excited to try him with 3 DPS characters. This is the first time the First Order is actually going to have heavy hitters, like 3 of them. So I'm super excited to try it. I don't know if he's going to be meta or not. I'm just speculating, but from what I see, and we've all been playing the game for a long time, these marquee characters are actually pretty damn good, when they come out.
Next question.
Okay, next question is from Fatality V2. Do you think the what lies ahead is a red herring? Rose is too obvious. I call Holdo and a new capital ship.
No, it's Rose. I wish, but no. Yeah, unfortunately, one can dream and hope, but no.
And Holdo was commanding, but I mean, it's still kind of Leia's ship.
Yeah, she was filling in for Leia. Vice Admiral Hello.
Okay.
Next question. Well, it's not really. It's a question for Finity from Vormax. Finity, you look a little bit different after your trip to India. Did you find love and keep it a secret?
It's not a secret. The Porg and Wicket are on my bed.
He's glowing.
Yes.
It's yeah.
It's an Ewok kind
horrifying. Let's move on. All those women that wanted that hot naked Dr. Body, and he stuck with the Porg and the Wicket. I just cannot understand it. Just Loki, Grande, we have work to do.
Yep.
Tits too. We need to do tits.
Oh yeah, I'll be his wing woman.
That's right.
So, question from Matthew Stoltz. This is for anyone. How do you feel about guilds dropping a few individuals to go under the next cap for TW? For example, 10% of guild sits out of TW each time. This increases Zetas for everyone.
Oh, this is a bad idea. This is a really bad idea. No, do not have people sit out of TW to go down a rank. You're losing too much free gear, man. The difference in rewards between rank 1 and rank 2 and if you belted down a tier, it's not a good idea. No, it's a bad idea. On the surface, it seems like it's an okay idea. In reality, it's a very bad idea.
Anyone else want to add on to that?
Plus, it's going to be really hard for your guild to go along with just having, like, not playing something. It seems like it's a weird concept. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure if you focus on the fact that you may be getting loot here and there, but I don't think it's a good idea.
Nope.
Okay. I have a follow-up question for that. We've got a little heated guild discussion about we're close. We're trying to push for that 120 GP. And some are like just saying, oh, let's just gear up some people and throw some gear on and level them up to hit that 120. But then we have some naysayers, with that's just wasted tunes that you're gearing up that you're not going to use. You should focus that on your actual valid tunes that you use. Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
Depends on the gear.
I would say, eventually, most characters, besides maybe 5 or 10 characters, are at least worth getting to level 50, right? And there's a lot of characters that are probably worth getting to level 60 or level 70, and getting them at least to gear 6. At least get them to protection. Besides a very few characters, and I'm saying a very few characters, IG 100, Mob Enforcer, Gamorrean Guard, or like Bodhi or Pow, Cup. Besides some of those characters, you could make an argument that you could win a TW against a squad that's not very good with a poorer team, or you could at least throw some garbage at it and win with a couple of garbage teams. So I think it's totally fine to gear them up. Anybody else disagree?
Yeah, as long as it's not as long as you're not trying to just level up like a lower character using gear that you need for higher characters. If that's what you're doing, like just for example, Mark III holo projectors are probably the most common one. They're utilized in some of the better gear, or like the better gear components. It becomes part of something you craft at like the higher levels. But a lot of characters need them to go from like gear 6 to gear 7 in purple. So if you're using it just to get them from gear 6 to gear 7, that may not be the smartest thing. But if it's like a bunch of greens and stuff that you have like 8,000 of, and you can level up somebody, then there's really no... Especially because there is, at that 120 mark, you get that extra Zeta.
Yeah.
So I would say it's worth it, but again, be careful on what you're leveling. And level, like Grande was saying. You can level them up.
The Zeta thing was the push. That was the initial push, was the Zeta thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like, in my boat, is like credit poor, do, credit poor, materials poor, do we use that to really push through? Or the Zetas worth that?
Don't sacrifice building higher characters.
NYC says we wouldn't have finished TI without Jawas and cups. It was our huge cup wall in the bottom.
Is that what it was?
They freaking held it off, man. I'm telling you, it was freaking cup, man. We had Zeta. We had a full 25, Zeta cups in that bottom section.
We have a girl named Jag. She's got a cup gear 12.
Dang.
Hey, a Ranger, if you give us gift cards, we'll tell you what's in the back.
I could care
You'll
less.
never know.
I don't care. And you have one enough for the last month.
So Grande's one of our officers, right? He put on the thing, you can put like your directives to your guild.
Yeah.
Dude, it said you must put a team with 9 Zetas total. So we filled it up with 25 teams with 9 Zetas. It was that good.
I don't believe you. But
we had money, like if you guys were going to take it down or not, but you didn't make it, so we had to give all the money back. 9 Zetas, dude! Holy crap!
Oh man!
I think my whole roster has 9 Zetas. What the hell? Because they're putting it in a territory.
That is called talking out your ass. Straight up.
Yeah. Okay, what's the next question?
Next question is from Thane Kyrell. Do you think that First Order executioner not needing a Zeta is a sign that CG might move away from relying on Zetas to make a tune viable?
No.
They're gonna bring in somebody. They're gonna bring in Revan, and he needs 6 Zetas. That's what they're gonna do.
Yeah. And it's gonna take 30. It's gonna take 30 Zetas at 25 Omegas per ability.
He's gonna be the first one with a Zeta on his basic. He's gonna be that good.
I'm gonna go back to one of our streams from like I want to say it's about 2 months ago when Rydiggs was in the chat and we had Mad Dad on, and basically we were talking about how they really need to make it so lower level players, like newer players and stuff, have access to things that are actually going to be semi-useful. And that's kind of where Phoenix was originally like focused on, because Phoenix is good, especially at lower levels. They have use at higher levels too.
Phoenix is really good,
but they're really good at lower. And that may be what they're doing without having to do like Zetas and stuff. You can get a useful character at a lower level. It may not be like the superstar. I know Loki thinks it's going to be really good. I think the rest of us were thinking that it's going to be about pretty average, but it's going to be useful for a lower, like a newer player, lower level player, to get a character like that that can just do damage, reliant on things that you'll get in the game early. I think that's where maybe their focus is on, is trying to get more newer players invested into the game than they have been lately, with all the high-end content and just like Jedi Ray and BB-8 and spend $8,000 in order to get each one of them. Like, this is a little bit of a change, which I think is nice.
Yep. Okay. Next question.
Okay, Maul Assassin asked, we have had the mechanical droid icon on our ships forever. When do you guys think that will launch?
Hardware. He's talking about hardware. Man.
August
or October or never.
Everything is in August.
Or never.
Man, that thing's been like that over. That thing's been like that over a year now. 12 months, 14 months, man.
Yeah. I don't see them adding any. I don't see them adding it until
had
there's more
like
use.
500 birthdays since they announced that. It's a lot.
Nukin is as old as Yoda now.
I'm very old. I'll tell you what.
Used to be 28.
We have had pre-hardware, that is people putting gear on Gear 12 crew members, and that boosts the speed and stuff. That's kind of like a pre-hardware thing. But yeah, I don't know, that's been there since the launch, right?
Since the launch, it's been there.
But I mean, I don't see them doing anything with ships like that until they actually increase the number of ships. You know, you still can't even complete the achievement. They have those achievements for getting a certain number of light side ships and dark side ships. There aren't even enough in the game in order to get the achievements.
Nope, I have every ship unlocked.
So
I have every ship unlocked, and I'm still at 17 of 20 and 15 of 20.
Yep. So I mean, they're still really.
I still can't get to 150 upgrades either.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there looking at it, and I'm like, wait a minute, do I have enough upgrades left? And I'm like, I could get to 150. There's probably a 200 after that. And I'm like, what do I get from that? Oh, yay. That's super impressive. Some of these things are really silly, right? Like, I'm halfway to the 10,000 arena fights, and I'm like, what do I get for 10,000 arena fights? 50 crystals and 5 Vader shards.
Yeah, because obviously you're not going to have Vader done by the time you get to 10,000 arena victories.
Are you kidding me? That's what I get, man. I'm like, oh no. Oh
my.
It is whatever it is.
They're still building ships, so I think I would assume we still have a while, because it's way too early in the ships phase right now to really put out something in addition to it when they really just need more ships.
A lot more ships.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said it before. I said it on the podcast that I was on last week, the Rebel Force podcast, that they need a total of 16 more ships. They need which includes 1 fleet commander and enough to round out full squads of 9 for all the other factions. It's a lot of ships.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next question.
Okay, what else? 73. When RSG grades a character, do you grade the character versus other characters or on its own merits?
Kind of a little of both, I guess. I mean, we all just let each other decide.
Yeah. I mean, at least so if we go to like the Jedi Rey stuff, I was basically saying her kit by itself was probably like a B or a B plus, but then you compare it to other characters and how they were gotten, right? And you have to compare to
how
CLS.
How much shit you need in order to
Yeah,
get her.
you have to look at everything you
Yeah,
got.
the
Plus, you have to compare it to
difficulty.
CLS as the only other journey character, and so you kind of look by comparison naturally. You can look at things in a bubble too, and if you just look at things in a bubble, then Jedi Rey had like a kit of B, which is what I said around then as well. But overall, at least for me, when I grade, I do a comparison to equivalent characters.
Okay, next.
Captain Blackbeard said, Finn's a doctor. Why is his internet so bad?
Yeah, what's up with that?
I'm a cheap
He's
ass.
an old school. He's an old school doctor, man.
He's free to play.
My hamster is getting tired. He can only run on the wheel so long.
He makes house calls, man. You guys didn't know that on a skateboard.
Okay. Othello wrote, for those of you with a 7-star Chimera, how hard was the battle to get it?
It was not hard for me.
Yeah, it wasn't very
Not
hard.
hard. Yeah, not hard. Yeah.
Hardest part is getting the ships.
Yep. And
Yeah.
Getting Thrawn is harder than getting his ship.
Without a doubt,
Thrawn is harder than everything.
I think it just made Ranger happy.
Was wicked hard. I mean, I probably tried that battle when I first got Thrawn. I bet I tried it for 3 or 4 hours straight, man. Because I ran out of purple ability mats and I ran out of Omegas, so I was running it with characters with not full purple and not full Omegas. It was brutal.
I remodded for days trying to get him. Finally got him done. All right,
I didn't remod, and then I watched Ranger remod for days. So.
Yeah.
Kangaroo, question: do you think Wampa Zetas are worth it to invest in?
What does Wampa get for his Zetas? Go down and look at you, old Wampa.
I think he gets his Zetas. He gets Tauntauns, part of Luke.
He gets healing immunity.
10% counter chance, health steal, offense. So that one's pretty good. His cornered beast, right? And the other one he gets protection up with more counter chance, right? Those are his 2 Zetas.
One is inflict healing immunity on all enemies for 2 turns, which can't be evaded. And then the other one is 10% counter chance, 5% health steal, 5% offense for each damage over time effect on each enemy.
They're okay. I don't think they're the best in the game.
The corner beast sneak's pretty good. Getting 5% offense for every dot. It allows you to do some stuff in the raids.
Healing immunity on all enemies for 2 turns sort of makes sense, right?
Healing immunity seems like it's an arena Zeta. But you know what happens when you try to do that and just gets cleansed pretty easily. So I'm not sure if that's super valuable.
Maybe the dots then. Yeah, I mean they're okay. I wouldn't call them the best Zetas. Plus they're the expensive ones, right? They take 13 Omegas with them. So they're not the most expensive ones. There's other ones that takes the 16 Omega ones are the real expensive ones. Sith Lord Palpatine does need a Zeta. Joke. Okay.
Next question. Question from Othello again. Are shipped arena shard chats a thing? How can I find my shard chats? I think someone answered that for him in chat.
They did.
They are a thing.
You just need to send me a screenshot.
Yeah.
Take care of it.
There's a few Discords out there where a lot of like the leaders and stuff are connected, so you just have to let someone know.
Send me a screenshot in Discord of your top 20 and we'll figure it out.
Yeah. They exist, but not for every shard. Just for reference. Not every shard has a shard chat, but there are fleet shards existent for places. I'm on one for both my arena and a different one for my fleet shard, so.
Yep.
Hey!
What?
Hey.
Dress Revon, $10. He said, everyone please help Finn get better internet. Finn's a doctor. You don't need that. He can just buy it. I could buy a yacht too.
Andrew Sweeney asked if anyone knew what was up with the TW bug, not always giving teams the right amount of banners. His guild won by 10 points, even though both cleared all territories.
Yes, I have also reported this on the EA Answers. Go search for Grande Patron on EA Answers site, and you will see it. I can tell you exactly what happens. So what happens is that the person wins on offense after the timer has run out. Effectively, what happens is the animations take a little bit of time, and if those animations take a few seconds, but the timer has run out, the team will be killed, but no banner will be awarded. The same, you can reproduce the exact same thing in Arena, or you can reproduce it in Fleet, which is that you kill the last character after time has expired. It sucks, but it happens. You could actually have it happen, and have it happen when the territory gets cleared, and then you also don't get the bonus for that territory. It doubly sucks if that happens.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
But until they fix it, what recommendation should we give people to
watch the fucking timer and don't
coming
kill
close to the wire? What should you do?
You should stop and let time expire.
Close the app.
And then go in with another team. Or something.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're getting down to the last 3 to 5 seconds, let it go, man.
Don't try to be a hero.
Okay, next question.
Okay, next question is from Dark Grape. TW strategy, front load defense or back load? Fill one area with similar teams or diversify or junk on D and crush on offense, assuming a mid-range 80 to 100 GP guild.
Okay,
Thank you.
Don't put in junk. No matter where you're at, I would not recommend putting in junk.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter whether you're a high-end guild or a low-end guild. I wouldn't recommend putting in junk. I'm always at go heavy on defense kind of guy. Do I feel like it has to be all one type in one area? Probably not. That's probably not the best, because everybody's roster is not the same, right? So if you told everybody to put all the same thing in one area, somebody's gonna not have leveled up their Phoenix, or somebody's gonna have just said, I hate CLS. I've never leveled him up. I have him at level 1, gear 1, and you don't ask him to put in his CLS because he may not have it.
So you don't believe in the similar team wall theory?
I'm not saying I'm just saying not.
It makes it easy for organization. That's what it is.
But it makes it really easy for organization. Yeah. But it may not actually be the best. It may not actually be the best overall, if that makes sense.
Nukin, do you have thoughts on it?
I can see zone defense. I'm not sure. Is that what you call it? I guess where you put all the same teams in one territory. I can. It's like a psychological thing, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. It's like if you're not checking the mods. Okay. So like when you're doing. Remember back in the day, we were doing the Rancor, and you couldn't auto it, and so you had to play for like 40 minutes, and then you got into a cycle of reducing the turn meter. But sometimes you made mistakes because you're just like you zoned out. I feel like when you're facing the same team back to back to back, if you're doing multiple battles in the same territory, you have a chance to like zone out. So I can see sort of that coming into play. But probably the best defense, which takes the highest level of micromanagement, which in my opinion isn't worth it for the officers because the rewards aren't good enough to do, is to probably make your defense not a zone defense and have a diversity of teams where each territory has requires certain counters, which requires the guild to be the opposing guild to be very active to beat. But that nobody got time for that.
Yeah.
So zone defense it is.
Especially with the rewards being what they are, it's definitely not worth the time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Mall Assassin asked, how many hours a week on average do you spend on SWGOH, either actually in game or doing something related to the game?
Over 9,000.
More than I wish to.
Yeah, not so much in game. We do a lot of stuff out of game, and especially if you include RSG stuff, then it's way too much.
It's easily a part-time job.
Mm-hmm.
Easily. So 20 hours a week. Hell, we spent 2 hours and 20 minutes on this stream already.
Yeah.
And that doesn't include the prep for the stream.
Next question, Paul Bracamonte. Can anyone explain how a plus 36 strength or intelligence or agility item actually affects a character's stats?
I am going into the game right now because you can see it.
You can see it.
So if you go into any character and you click on their stats, it'll tell you right on the side there.
Strength. Exactly. Strength is health and armor. Agility is physical crit rating and armor. And tactics is increased physical damage, special damage, and resistance. And then you can go in lower and you can read down below and it'll say, well, what do those things mean? Well, what does health mean? The core survivability of this unit. When it reaches 0, this unit is defeated, right? I mean, you could read all these ones on the side, and the one that a lot of people kind of underestimate is armor, and how does defense affect armor? We actually have a calculator on our site that shows you how defense affects armor, and we have a whole video that goes over it if you just search Reality Skewed Gamers armor defense calculator. You'll find the video where we showed it, because you worked with Josh, right? Josh K.
Yep.
From TI to kind of, because I remember we had a really complicated formula, and I was like, that can't be right. That can't.
Well, no, I knew my formula wasn't correct, because literally, so what it started with was me brute forcing it. Yes. And I basically took data points and brute forced it and came up with a relatively close approximation. I was pretty much just off by like 0.3% at most. And then he had already figured out a lot of the formula because he's part of the GG crew. And so he helped me with that, and then I put together the calculator so you could just plug in the numbers and get all the information. So it was mostly his legwork. I tried to brute force it at first and came up with a relative approximation that was the first calculator.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That is something of note, though, just in case you guys aren't familiar, that defense does not equal direct percentage in armor. So if you get like plus 50 defense, that doesn't mean like 0.5 armor or 50% armor or something like that. It's a calculation in order to get that percentage. I'm done.
Okay. Ian MS21, would Phoenix be a good squad to finish off the Emperor's Demise event?
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely they would.
Yep. Phoenix are good in pretty much every PvE aspect of this game.
I seriously think Phoenix are like one of the most fun teams to play for me.
I agree.
They're just so much fun. I really want to get to a point one day where I could Zeta them all up just to have fun with them.
Well, that makes one of us.
You hate Phoenix, Dugan?
I hate Rebels, period.
You're so dark.
Even.
Eric Estrella, question, who is a better leader to run for Nightsister's team, and who would be the best choice to Zeta?
Ooh, Nightsister.
It is a dark side, so why don't you answer, Nukin?
Sure. There's two leaders. Wait, actually there's multiple leaders, but there's two Zeta leaders, Asajj and Talzin. And I think if you're running a pure Nightsister comp, that Talzin is the best. But if you're trying to mix match and put like Kenobi and Zeta Barriss and stuff in there, it may potentially Asajj. I run Talzin. I like her. I really like the Nightsisters actually, and I've been having a lot of fun with them. I'm really happy that they can just auto Luke and Rey teams. When Rey came to my shard, I was like worried for a second, and then I hit auto, and I was like, oh, Ray teams, that's cute. So, yeah, I would Zeta Talzin, double Zeta Talzin, and Asajj unique, and then go and hit auto, and you win. So,
yeah, I like Asajj over Talzin, except for one scenario, which I think is Territory War. I think Talzin's better in Territory War because she gives more chances to revive with her lead ability doing the basic. So, I like Talzin in Territory War only. Otherwise, I like Ventress a lot more. That's why I did Zeta her first. I'm about to Zeta her unique, but I have her leader.
In Territory Wars, how many Nightsisters are there? Like 8?
Yes.
Something like that?
There are 8.
It's interesting. You kind of split up your Nightsisters depending on what you have. You kind of you can do like a cheese team with the zombie and the acolyte. You can put like Talzin on a Xeris Kenobi team, and then you can do there's a bunch of different combinations that you can do with Nightsisters. Even people have found a place to use Talia.
Yeah.
In TW.
Really?
Yeah.
Where would they use Talia? With who?
With Asajj Ventress
just as a defensive
Asajj.
squad. Yeah. Because whenever you regenerate a bunch of HP, that's pretty good in TW. And then if you put them all the way in the back and they burn through their troopers trying to get to your last territory, suddenly they're like goddesses among men, and you can't touch that.
Yeah. But Talia does need to be under like a Ventress lead, because Ventress lead is based on losing health. So whenever they're under like 100%, they gain all this turn meter, and Talia sacrifices health in order to heal up everybody else. So she heals, and then she just gains turn meter back. So, and then has a chance to like remove the turn meter and everything. Like she's nasty under a Ventress lead.
Hmm. Actually, and the cool thing is, I know Asajj's unique is pretty good, but you actually don't need it to win. I started using Nightsisters without her unique, and if you're playing on offense, you can still beat like CLS squads and whatever on manual play without Asajj's Zeta on her unique. So that's pretty cool as well.
Do you do a weak zombie or a strong zombie?
Weak zombie.
Okay.
I like the strong zombie theory.
I know the strong zombies are good if you have Zeta Barris, but I use that character on a different team in TW.
Yeah, someone just asked that question down there. If you already have a high zombie, should you just go ahead and level and gear her up, get her tanky?
Yes.
Yeah.
The faster.
Absolutely.
But I think when you gear up the zombie, she gets more speed because there's gear that gives speed. And I'm not sure. I haven't really theory crafted it out, but I think you actually want zombie to be your fastest character on the entire team. And the only way to do that is to actually gear up your zombie.
But then you start gaining protection, which is a problem, because then you can get like an opening turn fracture or something on her, and then if she loses the taunt, then she's relatively worthless. So it's a balance between how squishy you want her and then how fast you want her. She doesn't have to be the fastest, because if you Omega her unique, she gets the opening taunt. So you just want her fast, so every time she dies and comes back, she gets that taunt up again. But if you gear her up too far and you find that like people are able to fracture your zombie, then you're probably better off just going all the way. Because once it fractures, it's done. Like, zombie is useless for your entire squad.
Yeah. Every time you do something, you're going to make your matchups different. I think if you want to hold defensively against troopers, you're more than likely to probably hold if you have a higher geared zombie. But that makes your other matchups harder for you. So it's you kind of have to look at what you're facing in your shard and see what's going on. Eventually, everyone will have troopers, so I guess maybe we'll gear up our zombies eventually. Yeah. But I'm keeping mine.
Hey, are you sharing your screen, Grande?
What?
Yep.
You better stop showing them our plan, fool.
So
That's
while we're
they're not on the thing. It's not on the stream.
The hell you doing, man?
While we're on Nightsisters,
you're gonna show the Dark Lord's meta team, man, that didn't make the debut yet.
While we're on Nightsisters, what is the weakest zombie that we should aspire to? In other words, at what point should we go all in on her? That was from Aunt Baru. I was just kind of sticking with that question.
When a fracture can stick.
Yeah, my zombie can't take a fracture. She'll instantly die. And that is, she is, gear 7. So, I'm afraid to actually take her higher than that. I'd want her to die from a fracture.
Mm-hmm.
Not me.
So over gear 7, you should just go all in.
There's different styles of playing Nightsisters. That's kind of why I like it. And they're all very fun. And that's why I like Empire too. There's so many different styles of playing Empire teams, and Nightsisters seem to have multiple ways to play them. So that's pretty cool.
All right, next question.
Next question is from the tour to Sir Loki. How gear up you need your Ewok to beat CLS meta team, and what is the comp? How geared up do you need your Ewok?
I'm going with so you can run either Chirpa or Tebow lead, right? I think I'm leaning Tebow right now, but the consensus is it's going to be Chirpa lead. You don't need Zetas, but you do need a badass Wicket. I'm not going to lie.
You do need a really good Wicket.
Yeah, you need a badass Wicket. Like your.
What do you mean by badass?
He needs like speed.
He wears shades.
He needs like 100 plus speed. He's got to be. I mean, he's got to be gear 11 minimum. Your Paplu has to be the fastest, so he makes the team run well. And the comp would probably be Chirpa or T. Again, I'm leaning Tebow lead again because he gives the 25. He has a chance to do the turn meter, right? At the end of all the Ewoks' turns, they have a chance to get 25% turn meter. And then he gives that random stealth to everybody so the CLS team won't counter you, which is tremendous. And then his stealth tactic has a 30% chance to give all the other Ewoks stealth. So it's just a very evasive team. You're going to want to run Paplu low gray. There's debate if you run Ewok Elder or Scout, but Scout can hit for like 15, 20k on a crit, which is, awesome. And then if your team keeps calling like Scout for assists, you can just mow them down. But the power behind it is, Paplu running, he's the tank, and then everybody else just gets a bunch of turn meter, a lot of crit chance up, and hits hard. So it's not an auto team. You gotta play it, you gotta finesse it, and you can take out CLS meta teams with it, no problem.
Okay. Let's see. Next question from Andrew Bruce. I just unlocked CLS, so I want to get his Bind All Things Zeta, but I'm also not far from finishing Res Team. So should I get Finn lead or it binds all things Zeta first?
Ooh. Finn lead.
Resistance team. He's talking about
Finn Zeta.
Team.
Absolutely.
CLS
Finn
can
Zeta.
work without the Zeta. Finn Resistance
Agreed.
doesn't work without Finn Zeta.
Yeah, Finn Zeta.
I don't think CLS needs any Zetas. He doesn't need any gear 12 pieces. He's that good.
It's all icing.
Loki.
I'm sorry?
You're a Fulcrum lover. Don't play games. That's why you don't want Zeta on CLS.
You fought her, right? On my team? Damn, she was good.
Never saw your team. Yeah, she wasn't.
My Territory War team, it was just CLS and Ahsoka at one time, and I swear she stood up. Both those stood up to like 10 teams before they went down. So
yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
She's great.
Yeah, I think because once those two got turn meter and you're trying to just throw trash at them, it's like that trash ain't gonna work. Sorry.
Nope.
Yeah, you had to bust out your wallets on that one. So they did their job.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question from Atkiss Mathma. Question: I have a player spamming me with ally requests. I don't mind helping out players, but not when they take this Is there anything I can do to stop them without just giving in?
Get 50, right?
Dude,
get the 50 allies and you're done, right?
Yeah,
you won't get the request anymore?
Yeah, have 50 allies and you won't see the request anymore, I don't think.
Yep.
Yeah,
there
you don't see it.
Add us. We'll be your friend. Then you say, "Screw you, hippie."
Yeah,
Yep.
I'm stuck with needing with like one ally down, and I'm like, oh, and then finally I got some like real low level dude, and I'm like, fine, you'll work for a week. Here you go. like level 20, level 26. He must be like freaking, exactly. He must be, he must be freaking excited to have me as his ally.
Okay. John Moran, he said, can you guys go over a good setup for clones in phase 2 and 4 of the heroic tank? I have Zeta Leia, he spelled it wrong, G12, Zeta Cody G11, Echo G11, 5S G11, Sergeant G10, and I do about 2.5 mil in phase 2. Do I need better mods?
Nukin, you got a clone video, don't you?
Actually, I didn't.
Sounds like they're on a pretty good.
My guildmate McNull made one, but you run clones in phase 2 if you have resistance, and then if you don't, you run them in phase 4. And with Leia's, they reworked Princess Leia, and even without the Zeta, you can do quite well with them. And you mod them the same way for both phases. You give them offense arrows, crit damage triangles, and offense crosses, pretty much, with crit damage sets. And you just try to get a bunch of crit chance and flat offense secondaries, and you will do quite well.
What's your best in phase 2 with those?
I don't remember. It was like
couple mil,
7 million something in phase 2.
Not as good in phase 2. It could solo phase 4.
In phase 4, you can solo it, or you can get 9 to 10 million pretty consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Phase 2 is always harder because when you untopple the tank, it takes an extra turn.
And then you blame Finn. Man,
yeah.
Say, Finn.
Well, there was a Sith Lord question on Finn. He said he's radiant. Is Finnadoodle pregnant?
Finn, are you with child?
He's with child.
Well,
is that what's been happening?
Ask me in 9 months.
Well, we don't want to wait 9 months. Just give us the news now. Why you gotta be like this, Finn?
Okay, Andrew Bruce. Question. Hat, what are 2 teams for each phase that are most used? Give us some and then chat about them.
What? 2 teams in Hat?
Yeah, in phase 2. 2 teams in each phase. No, he said 2 teams in each phase.
Oh, okay. Well,
each phase. Jeez.
I know, that's a long discussion.
Wait, so what is he asking? Sorry.
He said, Hat, what are 2 teams for each phase that are most used? Give us some examples and chat about them.
Oh, I'll make it easier. The guys at Roughneck.me have a great site. And if you go in there and you have a SWGOH.gg account, you can just put in your name and go into the Heroic AAT team section. They have all the really good teams right now, and it'll tell you basically if your characters are available for those squads, where their gear are, all that kind of stuff. So I would say go there, because that'll give you the most information really, really quick.
Can you post that up into chat, too?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay, next question.
Okay, next question. This one was, I think Nukin answered it, but was he wearing his Powerpuff pink underwear or SpongeBob Nukin pants once?
Powerpuff.
Powerpuff all the way.
Oh, yeah.
Question from Chrome Cobra.
Chrome
Cobra. Who did better this year, Cowboys or TI against Dark Lord?
Well,
might have been the Cowboys, actually.
I don't know, man. I mean, we didn't make the playoffs. Shit. Tough call. It's a double whammy for me.
Okay, next question from Koenig. What are the best Zetas for Hat? Is Xylo still a good option?
No, Xylo's not a good option.
No, it's not. No. That's a negative, Ghost Rider.
Your best Zetas for the AAT are probably Jedi training Rey. They're probably also
Finn.
known as PT Rey. Probably Finn is a good Zeta.
Raid Han.
Han Solo. Yep. Probably CLS. Binds all things. Thrawn has 2 Zetas. Both the Thrawn Zetas are pretty good for heroic AAT.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Veers, so you can run troopers in Phase 4 because that team is phenomenal.
Yep.
That's all I gotta say.
Gosh, that's probably about it. Troopers, if you want to run troopers, takes 1 Zeta on Cody.
Nightsisters are great.
Asajj Ventress is a good one. Yep.
Yeah.
Han Solo.
Yeah. So.
And Han Solo. There's like 5 of them. So.
Yep. just pick one of the Han Solos
randomly
and give him a Zeta. And give him a Zeta. And you'll be just kidding.
R2 number crunch. Did we already say that?
Pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good, but
it's not.
You don't need it
useful.
You don't need it for the raid.
Yeah.
No,
it's
you don't.
Better arena.
Do not Farm Boy Luke Zeta. Whoever said that in chat.
It's not a bad one. It doesn't have much purpose outside of it.
Oh man. Okay. Next question.
Okay, next question is from Grim. Have you guys ran into the infinite attack sequence of the Chimera in TW yet? Where the Chimera?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
did you guys get that, Ranger? Did you guys face that on our squads?
So that's where the Chimera just gets a turn over and over while you're still there, right?
So I got to tell you that is not a Chimera only problem. Yeah. That is a problem that has also happened in Omega versus a Rey with only Thrawn. There's some kind of a bug where and it has to do with a character that's like at or near 100% TM whenever you get defeated. Somehow it gets in this infinite loop where that character gets 100% TM after 100% TM after 100% TM. It's really a bad deal, and it's hard. The only way to beat that is with characters that start out with counter. So I think that Omega finally beat it with somebody who went in there with a Gar Saxon lead and a bunch of troopers. So basically everybody had counter chance, and that's how they actually got through it, was they had to run a bunch of Gar Saxon leads against it. It was really crazy. So it's not just Chimera that does it. It's a TW problem.
Yep.
All right. Next question.
All right.
Let's do a few more here because we're running very long.
Man.
Yeah, I know.
I posted them in the.
Because what we do, Finn.
I posted them in streamer chat too, so we got them there because I know you were reading and might have missed a couple.
Oh.
The Kulivuzi.
Oh, I've been.
Okay.
So, Rawville Grande. Close yet. Question: on a Jedi Rey training team with old Ben and GK, what is the priority of Zetas on Rey and Ben? Have Zetas on Rey's lead, BB-8s, roll with the punches, and both R2s?
Then you just need. Well, shit. If you're got all the Zeta, like Zeta,
no, old
she
Ben.
has the Zeta.
You'd want old Ben.
Old Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah, the devout protector or whatever it is, the taunt.
Yep. And then you go back and finish off Jedi Rey. And then you go back and finish off old Ben.
Okay. Next question, Echo Crest. I seem to recall Ranger saying his guild had never failed to clear ships on Monday. How about now? Oh my god.
How about now? Yeah.
How about now?
Oh my god.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yep.
Is that the question you didn't want me to miss? That's the question.
Nope. Don't miss those kind of questions. That's why
Finn's making ship panties, special editions. So if you guys want to order some,
yeah, with some so that way baby guilds will have a spare whenever they don't finish off the ship sections.
The Dark Lord trolling is strong.
That's
today.
more of a I don't know what the hell is that. That is. It's just weird.
Oh man.
Okay. This is the last day we get to wail on Rangers so hard. That's it. After
Okay.
Get the hell out of here.
After today, it's done.
One last TW question. Did I hear correctly? Are 2 TI guilds going head to head for the first time in TW? Is that Rangers Guild? Yes, it was Rangers Guild.
No, it's not mine.
No, there's no.
Are you guys going to clear ships?
I missed that. 2 TIs going against each other.
The 2
TIs going against each other.
I don't think 2 TI guilds are facing each other.
I think they are, actually. That's what I heard. Bravo and...
I'll find out. I will look.
Bravo's fighting Delta?
Yeah.
For real?
Is there?
That's what
I will know here in 1 second. Give me a moment.
Addict's math.
I think we're looking.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But he's probably going to give me shit for saying his name incorrectly again.
No, it's Addicts Mathma.
Say his name.
It's like mathematics. So it's Addicts.
Yeah, I said
Addicts Mathma.
Addicts Mathma, but he just said he said earlier we said it wrong. So.
Addicts Mathma.
That's what I thought too.
You said it wrong.
It's Antics Mothman.
No, it's not. Stop.
No.
He actually gets mad when we say his name wrong.
Oh, I don't blame him.
Okay.
You should just make his name mathematics.
End of the question.
No, that was it. That was the last question, I think.
Okay.
Unless I missed some. If I missed you guys. Is there any more in did you post any more that I might have missed?
Nope. You got Tiny Rick's. Oh, no. You got Tiny Rick's question, so we're good. That's it. That's all I got. It's time for Nukin to pimp his stuff.
That's right.
Okay.
I have a stuff to pimp too.
I have a YouTube channel. Just search for Nukin, or the link will be in the description. And I'm also a producer of the SWGOH In-Depth podcasts. And you can check me out on there. We do an episode every month. Maybe sometimes we do 2 in a month. So yeah, just search for me on YouTube, Nukin, or click the link in the description. It was fun, guys.
Hell yeah, we love having you on, brother. And we're going to be on the podcast as soon as we can.
Yeah, we miss you.
Liven it up over there. Yeah, we miss Naughty and Crazy Excuses, and it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
All right, now it's time for us to pimp our stuff.
Who's doing it tonight?
I'll do it.
All right.
What?
Yeah. So we're gonna appreciate all you guys coming out.
Oh, Grande, I'm so sorry. I gotta interrupt you. We missed Grim and Sith Lord's Twitter question, and they DM'd me with those. They said you missed them. They blame you.
I missed them?
Yes.
God damn it, Grande!
The Twitter question was, if Rose is added to the game, what will be her main purpose in your collection? Sith Lord was, she will replace Cup on the farming list. Oh, wait, Cup isn't on the farming list. Grimm's answer was, her main purpose will be to give Finn some company. I thought she was in the movie, and will hope they give her a good kit so I can shove it in the haters' faces every day.
Oh, nice.
Dang.
Okay.
She was a sweetheart in the movie, so she's going to be fodder for me in Node 1 of Galactic War every single day.
There you go.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Every day she can just go ahead and just go into Node 1, die, and then I can...
She'll be my Rancor post-a-zero character one day.
There you go.
You will. All right. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure you hit that little bell, so that way you'll get a notification every time we bring up a new video. And Peru, thanks for the $2. Definitely appreciate it. Want to make sure that you guys check out our Discord. It's linked below. Make sure that you check out our website, which is realityskewedgamersblogspot.com. Make sure you check out our storefront, which is cafepress.com, Reality Skewed Gamers. We have a stream every Wednesday night. We also have a stream on Saturday mornings and on Saturday evenings. So you make sure you come out and do that. That's Jedi Academy on Saturday mornings. And it's just kind of a fun hang it all out there on Saturday afternoons. We really appreciate you guys coming out tonight and supporting us. It means a lot, and hearing all of the new stuff for Reality Skewed Gamers. So on behalf of myself, Ranger J 1999, Affinity, Tits McVenom, and Sir Loki, thanks for coming out, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thanks.